welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, baby. We are coming up on the Jets, and if we win, we can finally be above 500. Boys, we have so much to talk about tonight. Jalen Coker returns to the offense. Chuba Hubbard is back. Who is running back one between him and Rico Dowdle? And last but not least, are they going to mess with this perfect offensive line formation that we have going on right now with the Panthers? Boys, you already know we're going to talk about it tonight. And you get to be a part of the conversation. If you would like to join, jump in via StreamYard and be a part of the Panther discussion we are going to have here tonight. We appreciate each and every single one of you spending your Friday evening with the C3 Panthers podcast. We're happy you're here. Let me introduce the boys. First up, you know him, you love him. He's probably going to tell you to shut the hell up. He already told me to shut the hell up. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, what's up?
What's up, guys? Let me tell you what. First of all, Austin Corbett is going to play in the game as a backup right where he belongs, as a backup. Now, if Lewis can't play, he might play guard. But you know what? I just have to say we need to fight for our team. We need to fight for our coach. We need to fight for our quarterback. Well, okay, maybe not necessarily fight for our quarterback, but maybe we do. Who knows? Anyway, let's go.
Some people said you're not a good fan unless you're fighting for the quarterback.
You know what? Them people can shut the hell up.
Hey, next up.
They can actually pucker up and kiss the you-know-what up. But go ahead.
Next up, we got the man coming from the serenity of, looks like a beautiful spring, maybe even borderline fall Japan. It's my boy Jake the Snake. What's up, big dog?
Hey, man, just got done eating my steak Friday dinner, man. I'm here to, chat it up with you boys, talk about this team. Yo, we're 500, man. We're 500. Can you believe it? This team can go as far as they want it to go, and I love that, man. I love that. I mean, I don't know what this team's going to do, man. At least, yeah. I mean, it's looking good. It's looking like the up and up right now. And, hey, we got a game against the 0 and what are they, 0 and 5? 0 and 5? 0 and 6,
I believe 0 and 5. They're winless right now.
The winless Jets, and, I'm even though I picked us to lose, I picked us to lose for a reason, because every time I pick this team to lose, we win. So we got that going for us. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Next up, we got the man of many backgrounds, but he's ready, and he has been killing these edits with the visuals and the videos. You know him and love him. It's D's Ill Scales. What's up, bro? D's, you muted, brother. You there?
My bad. I didn't unmute. Yeah, I'm here. I was talking away on with the mute on, and it's the classic mistake, my fault. But yeah, my mind is still numb from what I saw on the football field Sunday. I can't believe what happened in Bank of America Stadium. If you had come up to me and you said Rico Dowdle is going to step in for Chuba Hubbard, he's going to have over 200 yards rushing the first game. Then the second game, he's going to break CMC's record with 239 yards from scrimmage. I would have probably called you a liar. And I said, there's no way that that's going to happen, or it's not very likely. And then at the same time, if you had come to me and said, our Avero-led defense in the 3-4 is going to hold two teams, the Dolphins and the Cowboys, to 50 yards rushing over a 2-week span, I seriously doubt that I would have believed it. And I still don't even believe it, and it really happened. Those are my two takeaways from this Sunday's game, and I'm excited about this matchup with the Jets. Cody, we just got to make sure these Carolina Panthers don't shoot themselves in the paw. But I'm ready to roll. Let's have a great free-for-all.
Yes, sir. Well, we are going to have an incredible show tonight. I can already feel it. Next up, we got my bro, Rashak, back on the free-for-all. How are you, brother? How you living, man?
I'm good. I'm good, cold dog.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
I know you was like, damn, let's do it on here early. But as soon as I seen the headline, Rico, #1, I really wanted to get on that because I've been thinking about that all week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to do it, bro. I got Trigger Smitty in the background. He's having some camera difficulties. We'll get in with him as soon as he gets in. But boys, you already read the headline. We're going to talk about Coker. We're going to talk about the offensive line. But gentlemen, we have to start with first things first. We've been talking about this rushing attack. As Deez alluded to, Rico Dowdle has been breaking records for the Carolina Panthers. And now Chuba Hubbard is set to return. Dave Canales said that they know who's going to get the majority of the reps at running back, but they're not letting us know due to competitive advantages. They're trying to keep that under wrap. Gentlemen, who is RB1 for the Carolina Panthers, and are people giving up on Chuba Hubbard too soon due to the performances of Rico Dowdle? And you know what, Rashak, you were here early. I'm going to let you jump in on this first, brother. Talk to me about this running back conundrum that we have here in Carolina, man. What are your thoughts? How you feel about this?
I wouldn't say me personally is giving up on Chuba, but what I said on what's the name earlier, you got to stay with the hot hand. And right now, the way Rico is running that ball, you cannot take him out the starting lineup. You cannot take carries away from him. Now, you have to give Chuba at least, you got to give Chuba some carries now. But I would suggest you bring Chuba along slowly because he's coming back from a calf injury. There's no need to try to put him in the starting lineup and, have this D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart type, 15 carries for him, 15 carries for him. You stay with that hot hand. You stay with that hot hand, and that's Rico. And you let Rico, I'm not going to say burn himself out, but the way he been running, I mean, you stick with that until, until the results are different. But if you asking me right now, who would I start? It's Rico. That's where I'm going. I'm going Rico.
Man, it sounds to me like you're saying we should run, Rico, run.
Shuts him out near the 20-yard line. Chuba went down, but don't you worry. We got a star who don't need a hurry. 200 yards, then he did it again. Rico Dowdle, that's the new trend. Yeah!
Arriba!
Run, Rico! Taking over, that's the name we know. Flying down that field, got that Panther glow. Run, run, Rico, run, run, Rico. 239 against Dallas on Sunday. 206 the week before, that's no runaway. 2 weeks of thunder, breaking records left and right. 7th in the nation, shining.
This is incredible.
Hey, bro, shout out to D's Ill Skills for the incredible edit, baby. Run, Rico, run. Let's go. Run with the hot hand. Dude, he is literally breaking records for the Carolina Panthers. Hey, how could you not love what he's doing? D's, I'm going to go to you, and then I'm going to open it up to some more people, bro. Thank you for the fire edit, but also, how you feeling, man?
I'm still laughing. I laugh every time I watch that video. It's so much fun. It's just incredibly fun. I don't know. It was such a whim too. I told my wife, we were getting off work, and I was like, I'm just gonna make a mariachi band song with Rico in it. I can't. I don't know why. I just need to. And she said, okay. And I did, and that's what come out. But I mean,
it's perfect.
It's real simple, man. I mean, he's had this rotation all year between Chuba and Dowdle, and there was a game where Dowdle did have a higher yards per carry average. And I think that Dave's just going to have to feed the hot hand. I mean, lots of other teams have done this, and I don't even feel like it's like a new thing to Dave Canales. I think that we only ran Chuba last year because he was the one that was effective at running the inside zone scheme. Well, lo and behold, we found Rico Dowdle, signed him as a free agent, and he can run that inside zone scheme quite well also. And I think it's also the continuity of the offensive line coming back that has made Rico just as effective as Chuba in there. It's those guys understand that scheme also, because it looked clunky to start with at the beginning of last year. Y'all remember our offensive line didn't quite have the blocking scheme down. We didn't have it really going on. And I have to think that Damian Lewis was a big part of that. We want Damian Lewis healthy on Sunday, but that's a whole different discussion. As far as these two, I don't think it's anything new to Dave Canales. I think whichever one is having the greater success is going to get a few more carries. I think it's going to be pretty even across the board anyway. I don't think he's going to particularly feed Chuba a million carries coming back from an injury. I think it's going to be a lot of what we've been seeing with some more Chuba worked into it. And if Chuba was to have like a really good day or some really good runs, then he would probably get a few extra carries over Rico. I think it's simple for Dave. Just feed the hot hand and let's lead this two-headed monster down the field.
That's what I'm saying. And I've seen teams, and I've mentioned this before, teams like the Detroit Lions with Ty Montgomery and what's his name? It escapes me right now. But the other running back Jahmyr Gibbs. And they have a two-headed monster. And by the way, with the amount of space that this offensive line has been opening up, bro, you cannot tell me that Chuba Hubbard wouldn't be running crazy through those holes, man. I feel like, and I'm taking away nothing from Rico, but I feel like people are forgetting how good and how consistent Chuba has been for the Panthers for a long time. Let me welcome some people in here. Next up, we got my bro Trigger Smitty back on the Free for All. Trig, what's up, brother? How you living, man?
Man, I'm living good. C3 fam, what's happening with y'all? Y'all straight?
Yes, sir, man. Living. Tell me about this running back situation, man. How should the Panthers handle it?
Oh man, Dave Canales know what to do with two running backs, man. We'll see some two-back sets. We'll be all right. They'll both eat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody eats, B. I think he'll split it up. You'll see the carry load change depending on what type of opponent we face in week to week. But we'll feed Chuba, we'll feed Rico. But right now, I'm going with Rico. Right now, he's too hot to run Chuba out first.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty much what everyone's saying, man. Let Rico do his thing. Let him run wild. Pickle, I know you're dying to jump on this, so why don't you go ahead and do it? Tell me what you think.
I don't, I'm agreeing with Derek Brown. I don't think it matters. I really don't. I mean, when we drafted D'Angelo Williams, we didn't forget how to use the other guy. They didn't remember his name.
Jay Stu.
No. Anyway, when we drafted Foster, when we drafted D'Angelo Williams, we didn't forget how to use Deshaun Foster.
Oh, okay.
And then when we drafted D'Angelo Williams, or when we drafted Jonathan Stewart, we didn't forget how to use D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah.
And then when we drafted C-Mac, we didn't forget how to use Jonathan Stewart. And the list can go on and on. And, I think this is just out of talent. Not that this is part of the conversation, but here this morning I was reading some folks in a chat were talking about the thought that they were thinking we needed a couple more receivers at some point. And I'm sitting there thinking, why? We've got 3 potential very active, useful tight ends. We have at least right now 3 quality wide receivers. You got 2 excellent running backs. Now, granted, one of them, Rico, is going to be a free agent after this season right now. And you have Jonathan Stewart, and you have another running back that we drafted, Trevor E.T., that looks the part of a future. I'm like, we have right now, we could literally go in and be a 2 tight end set, 2 wide receivers, and be extremely effective. Mm-hmm. And 2 excellent running backs just adds flavor. And I adore it. I love it. Because the defense don't know who to defend. They really don't.
And you know what else, Pickle?
I'm good with this.
It's something that we need to remember, too. Chuba Hubbard is a leader on this team. the rest of the offense looks up to him and they respect him. Think about how many different football regimes this man has been through with the Panthers. He's been one of the only constants. It was reported by Joe Person that Chuba Hubbard broke the Panthers huddle at the start of the team's last 2 practices. And by the way, Rico Dowdle even echoed the same sentiments. Like, that's his dog, man. We came into the season knowing that we had not one but 2,000-yard rushers on our hands. So to me, this is all gravy, baby. I'm loving it. Jake, jump in on this, brother. How you feeling about this?
Now, everybody knows how I feel about Chuba Hubbard. I mean, he's one of my favorite players on this team, if not my favorite player on this team right now. But I agree with all y'all saying. I do think Rico should get the nod this coming Sunday. And I think it mainly has to do with, he's been on a tear. I mean, his game in the last 2 weeks speaks for itself. Over 200 scrimmage yards altogether. And, I mean, you do got to ride that hot hand. And then you got to factor in that Chuba Hubbard is coming off a calf injury, and people knows about the calf injuries. They do linger, so you really don't want to rush him out there and have him 20-plus carries. That's not good at all. So you do want to kind of ease him back into it. I still think he's going to get some good amount of carries this coming Sunday, but Rico definitely should get the nod.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's earned it. And I saw someone in the chat saying maybe a 60-40 split in favor of Rico Dowdle. But listen, it's a good problem to have. And these, you mentioned earlier before the show, that these Jets, they're giving up 130 rushing yards per game. So this is a team that's ripe to get the ball ran down their throat. That they have a decent defense, but in spite of that, their defense is probably the best part of their team. However, we've said this before, we're not a road team. So just like we needed that win against Dallas to prove that we can beat a good team with a good offense, we need to go on the road in tough enemy territory and play Panther football. And having both of these two at this time, to me, it just allows us to do just that, man.
Yeah, agreed. That Jets roster on the defensive side, I've never understood why it couldn't be a winner. I mean, I really haven't. And just because I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not paying that much attention to Jets news. And the thing of Steve Wilkes being over there and David Tepper kind of turning his nose up at making him the head coach of the Carolina Panthers after that 6-6 run he had, it gives me concern. It gives me big concern. Quentin Williams, he's scary. And he has played well this season, but as a group, they have not played well. And it just makes me wonder, because I don't follow all the Jets news, what is going on over there? Because I think Steve Wilkes is a good coach. We saw him do wonders for this Carolina Panthers team, turned it around from the Matt Rule regime in literally no time at all, with a guy that probably shouldn't have been offensive coordinator. We shouldn't have been able to do what we did. And it just makes me wonder, Steve, we always said Steve Wilkes was a leader of men. And what's happened over there with the Jets to have them go 0-6 out of the gate? I mean, the only game I really watched, Cody, was them versus the Dolphins on Monday night. And they didn't look completely defunct. They made the Dolphins work pretty hard to come back and win that game on them. And I think there's reason to be concerned, and the players and the fans really shouldn't look past this Jets defense. And we shouldn't just trust that Rico is going to go out here and set another franchise record, because in all honesty, we can't continue to do that each and every week. It's just not feasible. At some point, we've got to come back down to earth a little bit. And maybe this is one of those games where we just kind of grind it out and we do stick to the run, but it's not as explosive and we don't get those big plays that we've had in the past 2 weeks. That very well could be the possibility this week, Cody.
Yeah, and listen, to me, this run game right now gives me more hope in our offense than we've had in forever. I'm not taking a shot at Bryce Young, but I like the fact that we can depend on this run game so that way we're not constantly having to put the ball in Bryce's hand. We can hand the ball off. And listen, boys, this is classic football. A run game travels. Okay? This is like football 101. Run game travels. My question to y'all is, and Deez, you said that this isn't it's not necessarily sustainable, but let me pose this to y'all. And I'm going to open it up to everyone. Trigger, Rashak, D's, Pickle, Jake. If he does keep up these types of performances, right? I'm talking 200 yards from scrimmage. Are we talking about extending Rico Dowdle? Like actually making him a priority in the offseason, or maybe even before?
We should be doing that now, or at least Dan and Tillis should at least be having the conversation, maybe finding out roughly what the agent's expecting. Nothing concrete, nothing, just a phone conversation. And then that way in advance what you're looking at. I mean, but if he has 200 yards, you're really going to have to ask where's Chuba at, because let's be real, Rico did great the last two weeks. He really has. He's been phenomenal. He's picked his team up off. The fan base is excited about it. We're back to where Panther football should be. But let's be real, folks. He cramped up quite a bit late in those games. With Chuba in there, both games. With Chuba in there, he shouldn't cramp up much, because if he would keep trying to do those 200 yards while he was cramping up, he ain't gonna last but maybe another game or two before he'll rip a ACL or something. That's our hamstring. That's just fact, y'all. That's just.
So I mean, when you go from sitting on the bench to getting 30 carries, 30 catches, you tend to cramp up a little bit. But I mean, let's be for real. Y'all really think Wilkes about to let us come down there and run down their throat, y'all?
That is something funny to bring up. That
I wish you hadn't said that. I really do.
Former Panther. I mean, some would say legend. He's been a part of some legendary football teams. He's done some crazy stuff with the Panthers. Steve Wilkes up there in New York. This is just like Baker Mayfield showed y'all. Whenever you face a former team, you try and show out and do your best. And everybody knows that teammates will rally behind Steve Wilkes. Go ahead, Jake.
I love Steve Wilkes, but at the same time, he ain't out there playing. He can coach all he wants. I mean, the thing about it is
they look real good against Sean Payton and the Broncos defensively, and their strength is run defense. So my thing is, we got Coker coming back tomorrow, man. What if we can't win with the run? What if we have?
If we can't win, I think we'll be fine passing. I really do. I mean, it's not just Coker though. I know Coker's everybody's love interest or everybody's guy. I know that. Okay, I'm not disrespecting Coker at all. I'm just saying you've got a bunch of other people coming in. You've got Sanders is back. If Dave Canales allows himself to be outcoached against the Jets, against the winless Jets, he should be fired. I mean, he really should be, because there's no use to these. The Jets ranked 25th in stopping the run.
Yeah.
Stopping the run, they ranked 25th. And I'll be honest with y'all, I love Steve Wilkes, but let's not forget, folks, the only time he's been hired as a defensive coordinator that he's not been fired was when he was with Carolina and he was promoted to head coach of the Cardinals.
Well, but let me say this.
Every single job that he's had as defensive coordinator since then, he's been fired.
Let me say this, right? And then I'm going to go back to Jake. I want Jake to finish what he was saying. Robert Saleh was the head coach of the Jets. And no matter what anyone says, that guy is a well-respected defensive coordinator. And he was fired by the Jets. It didn't work out for him.
Exactly.
So sometimes there are men in this league who are better suited to be coordinators than they are coaches.
Right.
Now, I do think that that's probably true for Steve Wilkes. I still wonder what would have happened if he would have hired him. I think it still would have been good. But Jay, jump back in on this, man. Finish what you were gonna say, bro.
I was just gonna. We was talking about re-signing Rico. I
Yeah.
absolutely think they should if he's interested in it. I mean, because the price is only going to go up, right? Especially if he keeps having these crazy
Yes.
games like he's been having.
Yes.
But I will argue that he's not the only one that we should be talking to on the phone right now about re-signing. K May should be up there. I mean, he should have been the de facto day one starter at center. I mean, several of us was saying that. I know I was. And
Yeah.
I'd even argue that Brady Christensen, I mean, how valuable
Tell
he's been
him.
to this offensive line. He's another guy that we should be on the phone with asking to re-sign. I think it's absolutely crazy and nuts that no other team was interested in signing him. I think that's like, other teams not putting as much, film review on our team as they should have, because I still find it wild that nobody offered him a contract.
Jake, for
I'm
that,
glad though.
you get a round of applause.
I'm glad.
On that man. Brady Christensen is a Swiss Army knife on the offensive line. You can put him anywhere and everywhere, and he's going to perform at a high.
Yeah, I love Brady. But I'm glad like the market was so low that helped us be able to get him back for cheap. You know what I'm saying? I hate we only
Yeah.
re-signed him for 1 year. We should have went ahead and locked him up for like 2 or 3. But
Yeah. And,
I
right
mean,
now I'm feeling like if you're going to re-sign players to continue to build around Bryce, dude, Rico, Cade Mays, and Brady Christensen, bro, you're not making a wrong decision by doing that. You know what I mean?
nah,
Yeah, not
not
at
at
all.
all.
I think you brought up a good point about signing Rico, because if we continue to wait and wait and wait, that price just goes up and up and up.
Yes.
But if you sign him to a
Yes.
deal now, right now,
But-
it wouldn't hurt anything. That's for sure. It's not like running backs are super expensive. You know what I mean? We can afford them.
Right.
Rico Dowdle, lock him in for
And
a
it's
few
also
years.
not like we haven't done this before. We had Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams, and yeah, people say, "Oh, you're not supposed to have 2 running backs," but dude, look how many teams have developed that 2-headed monster style and have been super successful. I guarantee you, the Detroit Lions, I don't know what their contract situation is, but they will do everything in their power to retain Ty Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And why wouldn't they? Those 2 dudes have been the heartbeat of that offense for the Detroit Lions. I don't see why Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard couldn't consistently be the same thing for us.
Well,
Only thing that makes it tricky is Jonathan Brooks next year.
well, that's what I was getting ready to say. I was on a space yesterday with Ricky, and or the other day, Ricky was asked about Brooks, and he said, listen, in his opinion, and I mentioned it to JJ, and JJ agreed with me, or agreed. Um, Jonathan Brooks looks a lot in the same skill set as Rico.
Mhm.
Could they have brought Rico here for 1 year because he has the same skill set that Brooks did, and they knew they wouldn't have Brooks this year? So in that scenario, you're going to add 3 Chuba, Trevor Et, and Rico, and you're going to add Jonathan Brooks into that. That's 4. That's at least 3 starting running backs. You just say you're leaving Trevor Et as a backup type guy, but you're going to have 3 starting running backs. Jonathan's been hurt quite a bit. If you re-sign Rico, I'm gonna be bluntly honest, and nobody really wants to have this conversation, and I know my brother Jake don't, but it opens up the possibility of next year maybe trying to trade one of them. Jonathan Brooks will still be a rookie on a rookie contract. You really question yourself what he's going to bring to you. 2 years, spending 2 years on IR. Then you have Rico. You know what you got in Rico. You know what you got in Chuba. Chuba's going to save you roughly about $4 or $5 million trading him. That's fact.
Yeah.
So,
Or you can,
and then you also have to consider, not changing the subject, you have to consider too, though, all the other positions and issues you'll have as well, surrounding the salary cap. Because like it or not, it's an issue when you talk about re-signing, you got to bring up. We've got a decision to make about Bryce. We got a decision to
Icky,
make about
Icky.
Brady
Yep.
Christensen.
Icky.
Icky. You've got a bunch of other decisions you have to make. Do you want to throw more money into the running back room without freeing up some money?
Those
And
are
I
all
think
good points.
I would like to see. I would probably like to see them do something, if possible. I think of course, it'll all depend on Rico. If he has a stupid year, does he want to go chase a bag and go somewhere and sign a big deal, or does he
Yeah.
want to stay home and take a hometown discount? But if he does, I think I like to see us do something like how we did with Mike Jackson in the offseason. He had a good deal. We went on ahead and extended him to like
Yeah.
a 2-year deal. It was real team friendly because he wanted to stay here. So something similar to that.
And
But
you know,
also
you made
we
a
gotta
good point.
remember Rico's undrafted too though. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's a good
sometimes
point too.
he may be chasing that payday.
Yeah, man,
But I know he's happy to be home.
you only get so many kicks of the can getting that NFL contract, and you're right. He's never been more valuable than he will be coming off of this season.
Right.
And you're right. He gets a hometown discount too. He's
Yeah.
from North Carolina, went to school in
Gaffney.
South Carolina with the Gamecocks. So this really is a hometown team for him, man. So, maybe there is something to that. But hey, how can you blame anyone wanting to get their bag when they have the
Well,
opportunity?
exactly. I don't blame him for that. But again, the market is a market, and he's building himself up a name. You know,
Yeah.
if you're going out against the Jets, the trade deadline this year is the 9th, week 9. So this is week 7. So y'all do your own arithmetic on how many weeks you got. But the Panthers show out here, and then you turn around and both these running backs show out in against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Y'all,
That's
there's going to be a phone call
That's a
coming
great
Carolina.
point, Pickle. And remember, but the strongest part of our schedule is still yet to come. We have to play Buffalo. We have to
Green
play
Bay.
We have to play Green Bay. We have to play San Fran. We have to play the Rams. Like, if our running backs have good games coming up here soon, you're right, Pickle. We're gonna get some calls. Rashad, you want to jump in on this? Are you thinking about potentially re-signing Rico Dowdle if he continues to just go out there stunting like he is?
You mean like in season or off season?
I mean, either one, man. Whichever one you see making more sense.
Uh, like I said, if he keeps playing the way he's playing right now, and by the time the trade deadline comes here, it's hard for me to say this, man, but I think I would, if I'm Dan Morgan and Rico, it's week 7, 7, 8, 9. That's what, 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
If Rico keeps running and playing the way he's playing, and I'm Dan Morgan, and I feel like, man, we might have to pay this dude. I wouldn't want to consider trading none of the running backs, well, especially Chuba or Rico. But if we have to trade one of those running backs in order to keep one, at this point, I would entertain trading Chuba just so we can keep Rico and pay him in the offseason. That's what I would do right now.
We just signed him.
I know.
We be signing another player and then trading them away again. That would be a step back.
I
from the
think-
front office.
That doesn't look that. I understand the fan viewpoint on doing that. I do. That was mentioned earlier. I looked up the cap issues to see, okay, what kind of cap issues trading Chuba, and it's you do save money doing that. But the question, if you are a free agent player in the NFL, it says it up on the screen right there. Somebody mentioned this week, because Brady's playing good, about trading Robert Hunt. He's your $100 million offensive lineman. You're saving $19 million. I mentioned it also a while ago. Albert Guerrero on SI Sports did a video. I watched it this morning. I could try to find that if you want me to, Cody. But he talks about Bryce Young's 5th-year option is that's going to have to be calculated on May the 1st. It's going to be 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a decision soon. But even still, though, even if it's on the 5th-year option, though, Pickle,
Right.
the whole point of a rookie contract for the quarterback who gets paid the
Right.
most money
You're
in the
right.
NFL is that it gives you that opportunity
Right. You're
to
right. I'm
build
not
the team around him.
right.
So, like, my thing is,
I
if
love Ricky. Go ahead.
that
Go ahead.
ends up being both of them, or listen, you're right. I understand the point that you're making. We have a lot of dudes on offense that are looking to get paid all around the same time. But like I think we've said before, you have a window to be competitive and sign as many people as possible. Right now, we are still in the confines of that window. So now that you have Brent Tillis on this team, and he's like the number guru, he's able to work on those types of things. I think that we should find every opportunity to do so. Go ahead, Jake.
I think the main issue well, it's not really an issue, but the main, we have too many roosters in the hen house, so to speak, when it comes to this running back room.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the potential of Jonathan Brooks, which, had that ACL injury again, which really, really sucks. I hate that for him, but we have so many people in this running back room, and they plan on seeing what Jonathan Brooks got next year. And then you got Rico Dowdle, who's having an insane back-to-back 200, scrimmage yards. Then you have Chuba, who's coming off 1,000 yards from last year, 10 plus touchdowns. I mean, we have so many guys right now, and we can only keep so many. We just drafted ETN. That's another running back. So I mean, it's really. I think like we keep saying Rico and Chuba. I think the main one that factors in this running back room is the guy that's actually injured right now that cannot play. I think Jonathan Brooks, what Dan Morgan and Dave Canales is, thinking about Jonathan Brooks and what they foresee with Jonathan Brooks, I think that really factors in more so than Rico or Chuba.
Well, can I make a controversial statement? Can I make a controversial statement real quick, bro? Y'all might get mad at me, bro. I don't give a damn about Jonathan Brooks, man. I don't give a hot damn.
Ain't no guarantee he's going to return healthy.
Maybe he's fucking incredible. I don't know. But it's not our fault that he got injured. It's not our fault that the Panthers mismanaged him and put him in at the end of the year last year when they should have just sat him and let him get all healthy. But even that, listen, Pickle, maybe if they wouldn't have mismanaged him, maybe he would have been an incredible 1-2 punch with him and Chuba. I don't know. We can't go and look at alternate timelines. What I know right now is that Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard are looking like a very potent 1-2 punch. And to do this thing where we're like, oh, well, trade one of them away because you still have ETN and you still have Jonathan Brooks. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Run with the hot hands. Let the boys who can play. Am I crazy?
No, I agree.
No, I agree with you. Maybe the scenario that we should be looking at is that depending on what Rico's agent wants, that's the only situation you look at. If you can re-sign Rico, do it.
Definitely do it. You want Chuba and Rico in that locker room.
Right. If you couldn't figure out is Brooks better than one of them, well, we'll figure that out next year. Bottom line is Brooks. I'm sorry, Jonathan Brooks hasn't done a damn freaking flipping thing to be a part of the conversation that he should be added to the depth chart of running back. Just because he was guess what? We shouldn't have drafted him in the second round anyway, but we did, and that's a whole another conversation we can have next year. So, nonetheless,
I mean, if it works, it works. It's too early to tell. We're only year 2 wins, so he's a second round pick. He'll get 3-4 years for our past judgment.
But
because I mean, hey, if he cooks next year, if he cooks year 4. I mean, because it took Chuba about 3-4 years to get going. I hated Chuba the first 2 years.
Yeah. Hey, wait. Let me get D's in. Go ahead, D's.
Yeah, I was just trying to get it on the right cadence. Everybody had like little pauses. My bad. But
no, you're good.
I was going to say with Jonathan Brooks, I mean, isn't he a project at this point? And I don't think Rico Dowdle with 472 yards and he's played all 6 games, but he didn't get heavy carries in all those games. I mean, he's rushing at 5.8 yards per carry. Rico Dowdle, 83 total carries for the season. I mean, you found a star. You got him. A guy that rushed for 1,000 yards last year. Why would we clear out room, like you were saying, Cody, for a project in Jonathan Brooks? That's what he is right now. I'm sorry. I'm not putting the guy down. I like him, and I hope he becomes great with us. And I like ETN a lot myself personally. He's had great runs this year so far, and just a bad special teams play. But other than that, he'll learn moving forward. But you can't get rid of proven talent for guys that you hope develop or you hope stay healthy. That's not a recipe for success. One more thing to start off real quick, is I want to bring you all the way back to those conversations you had with Tony about us having 2,000-yard rushers. Me and you vehemently said, and said it with our chest, it is a possibility that the Carolina Panthers could have 2,000-yard backs on this team this year. And with it only being week number 7 that we're going into, and you got Rico Dowdle with almost 500 yards. Now look at how realistic that possibility is. It could really happen this year.
It really could. And I'm really hoping that these past 2 performances realign this team towards pounding the rock. I feel like the Panthers are better doing that than we are anything else, and historically as well. And look, Saquon Barkley has his own show on Amazon Prime right now. And Rico Dowdle has more yards from scrimmage than Saquon Barkley, and he's done it in 2 games. Like, we're watching something special right now. And I think that we should do everything in our power to keep on that same path. Go ahead, Jake.
We're honestly looking at, how we always said that, players coming back home, so to speak. A lot of them don't really show up, or we hope to show up, but don't. Rico Dowdle is the definition of a player that came home and is actually having an insane above and beyond type situation happening. And I love to see it, man. I mean, I know he's happy and, excited to be on this team right now at home.
All right, let me say this. Yo.
Go ahead, Jake.
I want us to run the ball good, but I want us to be an elite offense, which means if we got to beat a top 10 passing defense by throwing 30 times a game, I want to be able to beat teams running or passing. Like, we didn't trade all of this up to get a number 1 quarterback just to sell all out for a running
Facts.
game. At the end of the day, run games don't get you but so far. Like, unless you're Philly, but even then, they're throwing 60-yard touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Like, it's a passing league. So.
True. You are not wrong. And me and Tony sort of got into an argument on Tuesday about this because, if you look at the rankings, the Panthers technically right now have an elite offense. There's only like 3 teams that are putting up more offensive production than the Panthers. So, does that mean we're in the elite offense? Now, I said it made us an elite running team, which I think right now undoubtedly we are. Some people want to see us do it against better competition, which I completely understand. But at the same time, Trig, I also don't want to try to force something, because I believe that now that you're running the football better, don't you think that it's opened up our passing attack?
Absolutely.
Because in my opinion, I feel like Tataroa has had much more room to do his thing downfield now that they're selling out to defend the run.
Yeah, but my thing is like, okay, for example, all right, Atlanta right now, they like what? They like a top 5 offense, right? Statistically, they're top.
I believe so.
After Monday night.
Yeah, but they're a running football team first.
Exactly, and you saw what it looked like when we took the run game away. They have nothing left. I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying?
I really don't think we are. I understand what you're saying.
Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I don't think we'll really find out until it happens. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody takes away our running game, then we'll find out. I believe that. And whether it's the Bills, whether it's the Jets, whether it's the Packers, after the Bills.
So, by the way,
that could be the game.
This is from
But-
Shalil Capadilla. Says the Panthers offense produced the second highest success rate of any team in a single game this season. The Panthers are now fourth in offensive success rate on the season. The only teams that are better are the Colts, the Bills, and the Commanders. So
But now-
again, we're up there with some
Right.
pretty named teams right now.
I really knew exactly what kind. I knew the running game helped out Bryce's passing. I did, but I never really focused on it until this week when I was watching so many little YouTube clips, and I'm not talking about podcasters, like fan podcasters. I'm talking
don't break
professionals. I'm talking about professionals breaking down film and Steve Smith. I'm talking about NFL networks, ex-quarterbacks. All of them are talking. I listen to XM radio a lot, hearing ex-quarterbacks talk and offensive coordinators, ex-offensive coordinators talking. They said that Bryce Young is pure in the situations that he's in, putting it behind a running game. He is, when he has to throw the football, he's elite accuracy. He said there is no better quarterback in the NFL with the accuracy that Bryce Young has in right now in the situation he's in. Because he can put that ball, he can run it and make room, not run it for speed, but run good enough
Effectively.
to get the defense off track. They used an example that Mitchell Evans deep pass he caught the other day was purely because the defense loaded the box to stop the run, and Bryce threw it over all their heads for that pass. That's happening more and more and more. And Bryce Young is just elite and accuracy. So I kind of asked myself, I'm an old school guy. I love them quarterback with the strong arm. But once you used to have a quarterback with the strong arm
Ball
who don't have no ball placement, So I think the offense with who we have healthy now can handle it if they stop our run.
So
we just have to see it,
I got to
We got
salute you for
playmakers,
that,
Pickle.
Pickle. I got to salute you for that, Pickle, because that's why I always believe in Bryce Young, bro. Because
Right.
yeah, the arm strength is good, but when you can put balls in tight windows and specific
Right,
spots
exactly.
whenever you want to, whether it's
Right.
short, intermediate, or deep, consistently, as long as you have protection in your feet set, you're gonna
Right.
be okay. I don't care how tall you are.
Right. Jonathan.
Well, let me introduce this into the conversation because it's all relevant. It's all the same convo. My boy White Chocolate with a $2 love bomb says, Cade and BC has upgraded the position more than Rico. So, boys, this gets us into another part of the conversation, right? Part of why this running attack has been so vicious is because of those two big boys up in the middle. However, now there's some question about the health of Damian Lewis at left guard going into the Jets this Sunday. I'll let Dave Canales tell it, then we'll open it up a little further.
Just a shoulder injury, chest. We weren't sure exactly what that was, but we did the full workup, did imaging and all that, and so we'll just take a look at him again today, this afternoon, tomorrow, and it'll be day to day, really, to make a decision whether he can help us on Sunday.
Do you know whether he'll make the trip?
And he'll make the trip certainly, but what his availability is on Sunday, we'll kind of have to make that a game time decision. We'd love to have Delu out there. We got to do the best thing for him, best thing for the team.
Boys, so let's jump into this, right? Austin Corbett has returned from IR. He has been cleared, and he could potentially play this Sunday against the Jets. What are the Panthers going to do here? What is going to be the
You
alignment?
put Brady at left guard. You put Brady at left guard, or you throw Corbett in at right guard.
Exactly right.
That's
put
exactly
Austin
what I
Corbett-
would do.
You put Austin Corbett, who, as a Pro Bowler, he's a Pro Bowler at right guard. You put him
Right.
at the position that he's known for. He made a Pro
Right.
Bowl at that position. He's never been a Pro Bowl center. He's never been a Pro Bowl left guard. You put Bray Christian, where it don't look like it doesn't matter where you put him on the offense line. He's good at least anywhere. So you definitely put him at left guard and put.
That's where he
Austin Corbett.
started, right? For us,
Then
when he was
that's
the
where he
starter.
started at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
right,
when he started that whole season for
right.
us, that's where he was at,
I
left
can't,
guard. So
I
that's
can't,
that's perfect
I
timing.
can't. Yeah, I can't disagree with that, man. But like I said, man, don't fuck it up. I get what y'all saying about it, man. But I would leave I would leave Christensen that right and let him and K Mays keep that
That's what
center
I'm
and
saying.
Right.
keep it
I
right there.
understand.
Also,
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead, Rashad. Go ahead.
look, I said y'all remember I said in the offseason, I almost guaranteed that K Mays was gonna be the starter. I said I guaranteed it.
Yep.
And he picked Corbin. I said, okay. Now
Hey yo,
Corbin got hurt. Go.
nah. I'm just agreeing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Corbin got hurt. Now he's coming back. So I would not fuck up that chemistry that Brady Christensen, Taylor Moton. Well, damn, that dude died me last week. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think I would. I don't know about Corbin, man. I just think he's better as a backup. I don't know about Corbin, man. I just don't trust.
I
put him at
agree.
right guard.
Let me back up for shot because I'm in agreement. Listen, boys, I know that Austin Corbett, he won the Super Bowl with the Rams as a right guard. But boys, just like we're talking about feed the hot hand with Rico Dowdle and give him the majority of the reps, why fuck up a good thing?
Let me ask you.
That's what Brady does.
Let me.
Why not have?
Who do you
Okay,
trust moving? Who do you trust shifting on the O line?
Right, I understand.
Y'all
All I'm
aren't
saying
seeing
is
in
that
front of you.
it makes
You're not
no
seeing.
sense to me.
You're not seeing in front of you. We're not talking about removing Brady from the starter and putting Austin Corbett in
Right,
just for the hell of it.
I'm not saying we are.
I mean,
I'm just saying
let me ask you: if Damian Lewis can't go, do you really want Austin Corbett lined up at left guard where Bryce Young's blind spot is?
No.
Next to Icky. No,
Why?
not
I mean,
not at all.
Brady there.
I'm asking Cody and what's his name, Trig, because I'm asking you because
Nah, I'm team left
not
guard.
Trig, not
I'm
Trig.
team
I'm
left guard.
asking
Yeah.
those who I'm asking those who listen. I love Brady
No,
at
I
right
hear you,
guard.
and
I'm
I hear
just saying.
right. He's
Listen,
also
in a perfect scenario, Damian Lewis shows up. He's healthy. Everything's fine.
right.
But if he doesn't, Brady knows left guard. Corbin, I don't know that Corbin has ever played left guard.
I understand that, and listen, that's the utility of Brady Christensen.
Mhm.
I understand the mindset of putting him over at left guard. I just feel like maybe by happenstance we have fallen upon the best possible formation that we could have with the Brady Christensen at right guard and Cade Mays at center. I mean, look at the picture that I have up there. Someone
That's great.
photoshopped an 18-wheeler in between the hole that them boys made in the middle. I'm just saying, man.
that's the problem.
Each other. They'll still line up beside each
that-
other.
But if you look right there, and you're not seeing my mouse, you can see where Damian Lewis is blocking like two guys at once. You really think Austin Corbett's going to do that?
That's the Well, that's the thing. In my personal opinion, I think if Austin Corbett has to start over Damian Lewis, I think he's going to be the worst offensive lineman we have out there. Like, truthfully, I know that's bad to say, but I'd rather him.
I agree with you, but I would rather have him at a spot that he was good at one time.
Absolutely, that's my point. I'd rather him be at right guard, which he's known, than put him at left guard and be like, oh crap, we have to worry about that all day long because he's not known to be a left guard. He's not.
Right. I mean, if
Bryce would be comfortable right there either.
Right. If you don't use Austin Corbett at one of them situations, then you're going to look at Jay Curhan, who's technically a backup guard, who's been on and off practice squads for 3 years. He's been in the league, and he was picked up off waivers from Arizona. So, or you could get somebody off the practice squad, Let me see here. We have Brandon Walton. He played some. How did he look? Let's put him out there at Bryce's blind spot.
Nah,
Maybe
No,
that'll
we
work.
can't do that, bro.
I
We
mean,
got Quentin
that's
Williams
what
we
you got.
playing.
That's
We
what
hey,
you got.
let's throw
And
this out there too.
right.
We got to
It's
shout out
nothing
Dan
unusual.
Morgan for bringing all these backups back. 'Cause
Right.
we got
Right.
Tebow going
Absolutely.
down. We got
Absolutely.
Shout out.
Robert
Right.
Hunt going down. Now we got
Yeah.
D-Lou going down,
Uh,
and the
and,
offensive line hasn't missed a beat.
Yes.
right.
But
And
we gotta
And
back
also
in
And
we
Morgan
cannot
prepared.
overthink this, bro.
right.
Let's be honest. Last time we played a true elite interior D tackle, we playing
Right.
Quentin Williams this week. We got destroyed, bro.
Yeah.
Ellis Campbell destroyed us, and Quentin
Well,
Williams
now,
is about 2 times better than him.
We played Kenny Clark for the Cowboys,
He's
and
not
they
elite like
well
Caleb
used to be.
Campbell is.
Yeah.
Campbell may be a Hall of Famer, and
But
he
you know,
single-handedly
And Quentin
wrecked
Williams
that
is a
Arizona game.
dog.
right.
Quentin
Shout out.
Williams is a
But
dude.
back in the day when Jordan Gross would go out or need a relief or something, they used to take the left guard, Terrell Wharton, and kick him to right tackle because he was better at tackle than any backup we had. And we had better interior linemen. Doing what they're doing is not unusual in the NFL. It's quite normally, it happens quite regularly on the norm. But like I said, folks, we have one of the highest paid offensive lines for a reason. But there are lots of other NFL teams who would love to have our problem.
Shout
Mhm.
out to our
Yeah.
offensive line coaches too, Joe Gilbert and Harold Goodwin, who is the head coach
Right.
slash
Yeah.
run game coordinator. Because
You
we've
know,
had so many combinations across this offensive line, and hell, we're still cooking with gas.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, wait,
our,
real quick. I gotta let D's jump in on this convo, brother. Tell me what we need to do, man. Like you've sort of heard the argument for both sides. I kind of think that we should leave well enough alone. Let Cade stay at center. Let Brady play right guard and see if Corbett can play left, if that's what the deal is. But then you have a bunch of other great points saying that Brady Christensen has proven to be able to play left guard before. What side do you fall on, brother? What would you rather do if you had to say so on this offensive line formation?
Have our best offensive lineman healthy and play this game, and Damian Lewis, because it was BC. They were running like to BC's side on the right side, right where Rico got that 53-yarder, that big one versus the Dolphins, that explosive play. That's what this offense needs, is those explosive plays. It helps the offense gain so much momentum, and we need some of those Sunday. So Damian Lewis being healthy and playing, he was pulling to BC's side around Taylor Moton, and that was what was opening up those holes in a lot of ways, not to mention the blocking from the wide receivers, XL, Bryson Tremaine, and the tight ends. Ooh, the tight ends blocking well for us also. So, but it was that right side where BC was that was important to that running game, and Damian Lewis pulling over there is what was springing the big holes. So if somebody had to do that job, for me, it would be BC. And for me, I would have already re-signed BC. And it just seems like here we are, week 7, we're this low in our depth chart on offensive linemen, and we're not securing any of these assets for the future. We're leaving ourselves vulnerable. Why are we doing this? I think, and it just, I have to back you up on this, Cody. We just don't sing the praises of BC enough. Here's a guy we keep disrespecting. Nobody in the league even wanted him. Nobody even wanted to sign him up. And when he finally breaks and gets his chance to be in the starting lineup, when we started people that we shouldn't have in Austin Corbett, and all the fans knew we shouldn't have started him anyway, and then he gets hurt, which is what I told you would happen. If you start Corbett at center, we're going to end up with Cade Mays being the center anyway. So it's kind of a moot point. Is exactly what I said. That's exactly what happened. And now BC got his opportunity, and the running game explodes. Isn't it funny how that happens? Isn't that funny? You finally give the man a chance, and you put the rock on his side of the line, and then we start running down the field for 50 yards with our backup running back, Cody. And it's like I'm tired of just taking crazy pills watching this Panthers football team. Austin Corbett doesn't need to play, but if he does have to play, let BC do the hard job and do all the pulling that Damian Lewis was doing, and just hope that Corbett can play competent enough at his former Pro Bowl position. So, yeah, I'm with Pickle on this one. But it's just my point is being BC hasn't got enough love for the Panthers, and it's high time that man gets extended so we can keep him here for these damn situations, because it's every single year we take heavy casualties on the offensive line. Cody, it's time we do something about it, don't you think?
Absolutely, brother. And listen, you already know I'm one of Brady Christensen's biggest fans, have been since the moment that we drafted him. I also want to spread that love to Cade Mays. I believe this big old strong country boy who loves to go hunting wants to hunt and
From
kill something
Tennessee.
in every single state. This man is a franchise center. And I believe that him next to Brady Christensen has provided a spark to this offensive line that we have not seen in a long time. Dare I say it was better than what it was last year, even with Robert Hunt on the line. That's crazy to me, man. And just like y'all said before, like Jake said before, shout out to Dan Morgan for having the foresight to re-sign all of this fantastic depth so we can just continue to roll, man.
That man loves some Bojangles too. Don't forget that, Cody.
Woo, he loves some Bojangles.
I can't imagine Corbett pulling from the left guard position. I just can't imagine with a MCL. He just coming off an MCL and he's going to be the guy that's the main puller at guard for you. Nah, that's BC. BC's got to be left guard there with
Yeah,
it. He's the better pass blocker too. That's like
Absolutely.
you don't even have to think about that. BC is built more to pass block than even run block, but I think he can road grade. Does Diamond play into this
Hey, yo,
anywhere?
who just said that? Who was that?
That's
me.
Yeah.
These, you better tell these people, man, because this game is gonna
Help.
come down to pass blocking, bro. We're gonna have freaking Sauce Gardner on T-Mac, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like when Bryce does throw, man, their protection gonna have to be on point because the time is gonna have to be right.
Look, I'm not an Austin Corbett fan, but I believe in college he did play left tackle all 4 years in college. Austin Corbett.
Guard
That's
or
another thing.
Guard or
Nah,
tackle?
he played tackle, a little bit of guard, and he played some center. Austin Corbett in
Well, how
college.
about this?
Same as K Mays.
Yeah, exactly. But
Let's
when he
keep
went to
that
the Browns originally started him at tackle, and after a few games or a few preseason practice, decided he couldn't do it.
Getting cooked.
Kicked him in, did 2 practices at center, and decided he couldn't do it, and then tried him at guard, and then decided he couldn't do that either. So then they traded him to the Rams, who made him a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, dude, it's listen, how about this? It's a good problem to have, right?
Oh yeah.
Like if we're ever going to be down a starter, how about the fact that we paid 2 guards big time money in the form of Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis? There's the potential that both of them are going to be out, and none of us are really worried too much. Like what Jake said, Dan Morgan having the wherewithal to sign this depth, bro, that has been a savior to us, man.
You know, and we gotta throw in, bro. Like when it comes to this right guard situation, bro, we on our 3rd string. Like we're down to the 3rd or 4th string, and it's
We're down to the
not
bone.
skipping a beat. Like we lost Hunt. Zavala's the backup. We lost him too. He's on IR. So when we started talking about Corbett and Christensen, we talking third, you know what I'm saying, 3rd string, and we not missing a beat, bro. So
Shout
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't care who they. I mean, I want, like I said, I want Brady on the left, Corbett on the right, and let's play some football because I need my interior solid this game. I don't need Quentin Williams destroying the game, bro.
I
I can't
agree.
have him coming through the A gap clean, untouched, or pushing guys down.
Cody,
I
check
can't.
private chat.
That's Bryce's number one kryptonite is interior pressure. Everything's fine. His rollouts are good. His step ups are good. But when that pocket is breaking down, that's when the trouble starts. So I just can't have it. That'll turn the 0-6 Jets to a 1-6 Jets.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
a guy that we haven't mentioned today, which I mean, I kind of figured because I don't believe he's going to be starting this coming Sunday anyways. But Josh Nijman, he really did have a hell of a game. I mean, a guy that he was looking like one of the bad offensive linemen that we've had as a backup. I mean, he's horrible at left tackle. I mean, he just is. But he played really, really well at right tackle against the Dallas Cowboys. And I believe Moten is going to be starting at right tackle. But I think Josh Nijman, his role in this offensive line should be the backup right tackle because he's really good at it.
Amen. I didn't believe in that guy. Y'all know that. I guess I
man.
need to apologize. I apologize to Josh Nijman. You had a great game at tackle, especially running the football, which I know you could do, and you didn't give up 8 pressures like you did at left tackle. So I'm sorry, Josh. You played really good at right tackle. That's clearly your natural position, and you need to be on that side of the offensive line. There, I ate my curl now.
Hey, yo, I like the fact that Dave Canales was mic'd up at the end of the game. He told him, he's like, hey, yo, good game. He's like, yeah, man, I had to make up. I had to make up for that Jacksonville game. Yes, you did. But another conversation people not having. I don't think people realize how big of an impact Jalen Coker is, bro. So much to the point that I'm willing to say,
Yes.
I think if Coker starts this season healthy, I think we 4-1 right now. I think we beat Jacksonville and Arizona.
No, check this out.
We're 4-2 at worst.
Yeah,
4-2 at worst.
I could agree with that. I really do because Coker was like the backup to Thielen, right? When we didn't have Adam, he was like that backup. He was somebody that Bryce knew already. It's not that he didn't like the others; he just knew him. That's why in earlier the season he was relying on Sanders. And we have a potential to get them all back. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I want this pass. That's why I want this pass protection to be on point this week because we're gonna be at full strength on the perimeter.
Yeah, and I love the idea, but can Dave Canales handle it all? Can he call enough plays to make everybody happy?
You know what, Pickle? You know what?
Every week, she's shitting on Dave's play calling. You did this last week, and I had to call you out for it. I'll call you out for it this week. You need to stop. What did Luke Kuechly say about his play calling? He said it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. It was confusing. Even Luke Kuechly couldn't decipher Dave's play calling. And let me ask you this, Pickle. Who is number 2 on this team in receiving yards? Tommy Tremble. Is he supposed to be number 2? No. It's because of all the injuries we've had at that position. We haven't been healthy there yet. I still don't believe that Renfro is 100% healthy from where he was with the Raiders. I think we still got some work to do there. I think those guys still need to recover more. I don't think we've seen the full potential of this passing offense. And I know everybody wants to call it out. We didn't do this. We didn't do that. We hadn't done this. We hadn't done that. But that's because you got Bryson Tremaine out there running go routes, moving the defense. You know what I mean? We need Coker back 100% healthy. We need Excel back 100% healthy. We need Renfro back 100% healthy. And we haven't seen any of those things yet. I think we're heading in that direction, and it's going to be good to get a glimpse of it against the Jets on Sunday. But I still don't think we're at full force as far as our passing game. So everybody wants to put down the passing game and put down Dave and put down Bryce and everything else. Panthers didn't do this. Panthers didn't do that. Panthers are 3-3, and that's pretty damn good considering we only won 5 games last year. Hold your chin up a little bit when you talk about the team, and just give them a chance to come back and get healthy and put their stamp, their mark on this season.
Yeah.
Hey, drop the rock just for that, Cody. Drop the rock for just.
Yo, Pickle. Last time we was at full strength almost with these receivers, we put up 44 points and Bryce had 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. That's the last time we was nice on the perimeters against Atlanta last game last year.
Let me clarify something, and apparently I didn't make it. I didn't say it clear enough or better. I'm not doubting Dave at all. I guess I'm more doubting the fans because if he comes out and if we beat the Jets by 50 points, if we blow them out 50-0, and we put out more passing yards than running yards, people are going to raise hell because he said we was a run first offense. Because some folks out there just want to bitch and complain.
Well,
I'm not doubting it. It's going to be it's going to have loads of talent. The possibilities are endless. You could swap. You could go into a 2 tight end set, and then line up Sanders in the slot and put Tommy and Evans
Well,
as inline tight ends and not miss a beat.
let me interject here a little bit, right? Because what I believe that we also need to consider is the opposite of what you said, Pickle. That having all these weapons might actually open up the full dearth of the playbook that Dave Canales has really been meaning to call this
I
whole
hope.
season, but maybe hasn't been able to because he hasn't had those requisite talents available. But how about this, man? We've talked about the rushing attack, and we'll continue to. But how about the opportunity to let you put your money where your mouth is with Underdog Fantasy? Bro, we love Underdog over here, and I'm going to ask y'all some questions, man, because we're talking about the passing attack. They have Teteroa McMillan listed at 56.5 receiving yards. Like y'all said, this man is going up against Sauce, the Boss, Gardner this week against the Jets. How are y'all feeling, man? Some of these numbers that y'all have up here, do any of them stick out to you? And how confident are you feeling in McMillan and what he'll be able to do against the Jets, considering how well we've been running the football?
I'm confident that he gets a touchdown Sunday. The 56 yards, I don't know how that's going to go, especially with Coker coming back. But I'm confident with the touchdown. I believe he is going to get a touchdown this coming Sunday.
Yes, sir. Trigger.
I believe.
Yeah, go ahead, Rashad.
Go.
No, go ahead, Rashad. What you saying?
Is that what you about to say?
Yeah, I was going to say that 56.5 receiving yards.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like higher or lower if you had to pick on those numbers?
I picked higher on the yards, and I got them for a touchdown.
Yeah, I like that. I like the receptions. The 4.5 receptions.
I go higher than that.
Yeah.
Sir, hold up. I want to do another one. They got Rico Dowdle. 62.5 rushing yards. How confident are y'all feeling in Rico to be able to continue to put up similar numbers to what he has been? I don't know, man. I feel like higher is
I believe higher.
Like,
I believe higher too because how many has he broke for 30 plus already in just 2 games? I mean, he's had them like over 20 yards carries a couple times now. So I would go higher on that. I'd go higher on that half touchdown as well.
Bro, how about them receiving yards? 12.5 ain't nothing for what he did last week. I mean, that's why he was able to go over 200 scrimmage yards because they were using him in the passing department, too. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, that's one chunk play away.
That's one screen pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trick, what you like up there?
I take the over on the receiving yards and the receptions for sure.
High. Yeah, see, I like that too, man.
I take the over on the rushing attempts.
That's easy, bro.
The rushing attempts, receptions, yeah, all of that. I take the over on all 3 of those.
Go ahead, Jake. And then
I kind of want to just go back to. I'm gonna wait till you get done with this because I just want to go back to Dave Canales.
So one more rushing yards for Chuba Hubbard. They have him at 33.5. Bro, maybe I'm bullish, but I feel like I'm hitting higher on this one too. Like Dee said earlier, they're giving up 133 rushing yards a game. And even though it's an injury that he had recently, Chuba is going to come back motivated, wanting everyone to remember what kind of running back he is and has been for the Panthers. Am I wild to like that higher for the 33.5 rushing yards?
I hate that I want to say higher on all of these players that we said so far. I know it's not going to happen. But I mean, just going off of like how we've been playing lately, I mean, you kind of want to say higher. You really do.
Yeah.
Hey, what you had to say about my head coach, man? Better
Oh,
not
we
be
want
no
to get
more
to
Well,
it.
fake
It ain't.
one
It
more
ain't.
analysis.
thing.
It ain't. No, he's my head coach too.
Yes, sir. Hey, but look, one more thing, man. Playing underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your pick right. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Download the app today. Sign up for promo code. This is important, y'all. C3P. Very simple. Promo code C3P to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code C3P. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make picks and win money.
Be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Look, I normally don't play ESPN clips on the free for all, but fucking, I don't even care. I'm gonna do it. This is Nick Saban talking
Y'all in
about.
the chat, listen.
Wait,
Go
hold
ahead.
on one second.
I'm sorry.
Bryce Young. Nick Saban talking about Bryce Young. I wanted to play this and get y'all's thoughts on it, and also just transition this to how Bryce has been playing, what you've been seeing from him, and what you want to continue to see.
Has the right psychological disposition to be successful. But
Jeez.
I think one of the things that probably impacted Bryce a little bit in the beginning of his career is, Bryce is a point guard playing quarterback, and he can make all the throws and all the plays. He's athletic, but he's got to have some decent players around him. And I think when he first went to Carolina, they didn't have a very good supporting cast around him, which I think was a bit of a problem. I think now they've gotten some better weapons on offense. He can take advantage of those things. But, to Mike McCarthy's deal is, I always talked to players about being emotional versus playing with emotion. Playing with emotion is important from a competitive standpoint, and I think Bryce Young does that very, very well. But once you get emotional, you lose your ability to think and make good choices and decisions about what you do, whether it's getting a penalty, forcing the ball, making a bad throw, or whatever. And Bryce Young, to that point, he doesn't do that. He can stay where he needs to stay no matter what happens in the game. He never got frustrated when things didn't go well. He never got way up here when we were having a lot of success. And he always prepared the same way for every game. And I think that's what he's doing now. I think it's starting to pay off.
So look, those are great points by Nick Saban. I do think that now, as we're in year 3, we're seeing a lot from Bryce. I do think that part of Bryce's superpowers is his ability to stay calm. Nothing jars him. If he's getting beat up on sacks, if he had a turnover, no matter what happens, if they're up by 10, if they're down by 10, he stays calm like a bomb, ready to explode when he needs.
Bryce Cold assassin.
Yeah, Bryce Cold, man. I feel like he's staying calm and nothing rattles him. And I do think that is a superpower. It's not the giant arm like what Pickle was talking about earlier. It's not the super duper rushing ability, but nothing jars him. And when he has to go out there and make a play on 3rd and 4th down, he has shown that that's in his wheelhouse. That's in his ability to do those things. How do you guys feel about Bryce through 6 weeks? And what do you want to continue to see from him moving forward?
Man, you gonna let me kick this off?
Yeah, go ahead, Trick.
All right, because I gotta hop off here in a minute. But yo, listen, I gotta really, really go stand up for my quarterback like I've been doing. But you know what's up, Cody, man. We Clemson guys, bro. I wanted every reason to hate this dude, bro.
We
I'm
sure
sorry,
are.
man. My apologies. You're a Clemson fan. Go ahead.
Ah, shut up, Pickle.
So
Shut
like
the hell up, Pickle.
I wanted every reason to not like this dude, bro. So when I did my whole evaluation of him, CJ Stroud, I went and watched every single game Bryce had that I could find from his 10th grade year to his last year at Alabama. 10th grade, he goes to a nice school. He's the best 10th grade quarterback in the country. 11th grade, he transfers. They win the national championship in high school. He knocks off two number ones. I watch him play IMG. That's when I realized he was a dog. Go to Alabama, sits first year, they win the national championship. First year starting, they win the Heisman. I watched him against Auburn, crazy comeback. Watch him in the SEC championship. Georgia defense got like 8 first rounders on it. He torches them, loses
Yeah.
both of his receivers, goes to the national championships against that same team in 2 weeks, and still throws for over like 300 yards. Torches them again, has a key pick. The dude got it, bro. I've been saying the whole time, year 3 under Bryce and Canales is when we'll see it all fall in place. First year, man, you got the worst roster in the league. You just trying to compensate for that. Then somehow, some way, bro, we almost pull out 8 wins with all of that historically bad defense. Second year, boom, you got to fix the worst defense ever, and it's still finally starting to fall in place. Like you don't see 2 bad games in a row. You see multiple guys running open. Chuba finishes top 8 in rushing last year. He came talking the ball, running the ball. We seen the results. Rico, we ain't even got to talk about it. We see T Mac getting open. We see Jimmy Horn. Like when I look at small things, like bro, like when you come out of halftime and you hit a 50-yard play, then the next week you come out of halftime, you send Jimmy Horn in motion and you hit what almost is a explosive touchdown. It's still like a
Yeah.
40, 50-yard play.
Yeah.
Man, you got no complaints from Bryce and Canales from me. I've been going to bat for him from day one.
Yeah, and look, man, I gotta address Red Swan in the chat, trying to stir the pot. By the way, appreciate you, Trig, man. If that was your final,
Let me stir the pot right quick, Cody. 30-0. Now you can go.
Ah, shit. Swan, tell me that you didn't just hear what Nick Sabin had to say, that there is a difference between having emotions and playing emotional. I don't care if he knows that he fucked up and he slams a helmet on the sideline. To me, it's going on the field and trying to make up for mistakes that you made by forcing balls where they don't need to go. To me, that's playing emotional. Now, Swarm, you know more than anyone, I have been very critical of Bryce Young in a number of different areas. But what I'm saying is that nothing shatters him. Nothing shakes him. If he makes a mistake, bro, you remember that first year, maybe second year of Sam Darnold when Bill Belichick had him seeing ghosts on Monday Night Football? Bro, Bryce Young does not see ghosts. He doesn't get rattled. If anything, sometimes he plays better after making those mistakes than if he didn't at all. Now, that's not the greatest thing either, but what it does say is that Bryce is ready to move on to the next play, and he doesn't dwell on shit that he can't change and can't control. And I do like that about him. He has to have that ability if he isn't going to be a 6'5" cannon for an arm quarterback. He does have to have that cool, calm collectedness, and I do think that he does have that in his game.
Yeah, if I can add into Cody, there are some things, former Panthers GM Bill Polian quotes this often, and he absolutely loved Bryce Young's game. It's Monday morning 7 or Tuesday morning 7 a.m. He started off with it, and he went on about Bryce Young for 30-40 minutes. That's just fact. He went on and on about the Panthers and the running game and Bryce Young. But he said there's 2 things with Bryce Young you're never going to stop. You're never going to fix. You have to take those 2 things and work around it. He's always going to be 5'10". You're never going to prevent that. You're never going to fix that. You're never going to stop that.
Right.
He has small hands for a quarterback because he is 5'10". You can't stop that either. So that's just something you as a coaching staff have to figure out the offense and work around those issues. And shout out to Dave Canales. I think he's done a good job of doing that.
Yeah. And bro, look at someone. Now you're bringing up the Nick Saban's time with the Dolphins, moving the goalposts. Brother, come on, man. Stretch Armstrong didn't make no reaches like that, brother. What are you talking about, man? You know damn well what I'm saying, and everyone in the chat and everyone on the panel does too. Did you all agree with my assessment of Bryce Young that he is not an emotional player, that he has this poise about him? It's really the polar opposite of Cam Newton. Cam was very much a momentum player, where Bryce is pretty much even keel, no matter what's going on in the football game. Am I wrong in that assessment?
No, I agree with you. And I said this a while back, or a couple weeks ago, or something like that. I told Dees, I told Pickle, I told Cole, I said, it seems like at times that Bryce actually plays a lot better when he makes a mistake. Like, how many quarterbacks have we seen make mistakes and they just continue making mistakes throughout the game? They don't learn from it.
They like Sam Darnold. They crawl in themselves into a hole and they don't come out of it.
Yeah, they can't come back from it, right? Bryce Young has proven that. And I've been overly critical. I'm not going to sit behind and hide and say I ain't been critical of Bryce Young because that would make me a liar. I'm gonna be truthful. I've been very critical of Bryce Young, and I'm very, very happy that I've seen this growth with him, especially this year. I've been asking for. We've all said this is a big year for him, and I'm really glad to see that when he does make a mistake, he doesn't crawl back and say and make more mistakes after that. He actually plays a lot better. He locks it in, so to speak.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, guys. Prayers up to our brother Twan. He's going through a rough week, man. He lost his stepdad and his best friend's wife died. That's terrible, bro. Hey, man. Hey, we love you. Yeah, prayers up to you, brother. Take your time. Take care of your mental health. Prayers and love to you and your family.
Keep pounding. Absolutely.
Hey, man, we love you, bro. Do your thing. Come back. We're going to be here for you right when you get back, brother. Prayers up.
Cody, do you think, since Red Swarm is in the chat, let's ask this. How bad do you think? Well, let me just say that if Atlanta loses to San Francisco, they'll be 3-2. Correct?
They'll be
3-3. If Atlanta loses to San Francisco Monday or Sunday night, they'll be 3-3. If the Panthers beat the Jets, which they should, they'll be 4-3. Yeah. So I wonder if Swarm's just upset because he knows the Panthers are still better than the Falcons.
Well, we're undefeated in the division as well. I mean,
hey, but look, man, y'all know I can't front. Like, they beat the Bills. That was a big time win. I'm not trying to take nothing away from them.
Right.
But to me, it makes me think that with what Bijan was able to do,
beatable. That's all.
Right. The Bills are beatable. If you have a good run game, then
our running game
hurt Buffalo.
Right. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just get passionate about it. To me, our running game is better than the Falcons because we've got 2 and they got 1. And our running game, I think our team is better than the Falcons. And I think that we could beat the Bills.
I'm
going to say
there it is. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Red Swarm, what's up, brother?
Bijan,
what's happening? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing this on this wonderful Friday free for all? Cody, I thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that about Twan. Twan, if you're listening or if you get a chance to hear this, I'd also reach you on the 704 Discord. You and your family are in my prayers and will remain so.
Yes, sir. We love you, Twan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. So listen, interestingly enough,
let's talk.
Like the current topic of Bryce, but let me have a little fun with what Pickle was just talking about. So I think that no matter what happens, I fully expect y'all to beat the Jets on Sunday. Now, that's going to be a huge letdown if the Jets get their first win on the season against the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what a letdown of that proportion would feel like to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I expect y'all to have a fabulous week. Being 4-3, over 500 for I don't know how long it's been for y'all. Y'all should probably know that.
Damn.
But yeah, I've heard that it's been a while since y'all been over 500.
Oh yeah,
Man,
And you
look at this
should.
man.
since
Look at this man right here. You're not
I,
wrong, but okay, go
I,
ahead.
I would imagine 2018 or 2017 was
Yeah,
like
just work with me. Just work with me.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not
Go
gonna
ahead.
tell any lies. I'm gonna speak truth, no matter how much it hurts and how funny it sounds.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But okay, so what I think and Pickle, I'm gonna get to the 49ers deal.
all right.
But
2021, by the way, was the last time we were over 500. But
Okay.
go on.
okay. So not as long as 2018. But so here's the deal. I think that what we're about to witness, and I said this earlier on Black Cat, what we're about to see with the Panthers is going to be a reversal of trends. Now, y'all haven't won on the road. Well, only once in the last 2 years, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
closer to 3. Yeah, 2+
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you just don't win on the road. And this year, y'all are undefeated at home. You're winless on the road and undefeated at home.
True.
You're winless on the road and undefeated at home.
That's
So
the
3-3.
truth.
You sit at 3-3. I
Mhm.
expect you to win this week, and then I expect you on the road, which reverses that recent fortune, and then I expect you to lose at home against the Bills to reverse the home win streak that you have going.
Okay.
Either way,
Okay.
it doesn't hurt as much because you're back to 500 at 4-4. Now, Pickle, you talked about the 49ers and the Falcons being 3-2. I wanted to give you an interesting thing that I came across on Twitter. It actually surprised me, but it's been a week full of surprises.
Oh boy, you're right.
With Bajan doing what he's done, since Thurman Thomas being the last running back, ironically accomplished that against the Bills, having close to 1,000 yards from scrimmage in such a short period of time. But here was the thing that I found that was really, really interesting. The Falcons are the first team since the 2002 Saints to have the most wins versus 12+ win teams from the previous season. We have three wins, the 1999 Rams, the 2002 Saints, and the 2025 Falcons each had 3 wins versus 12+ win teams from their previous season. So even though I was shocked at that, what it really said to me is we've actually been playing some stiff competition.
Well, you know what else it is too, is that you will get hot at the right time of the year. So I know you are definitely hoping that 30-0 beat down y'all took in the bank. Y'all are hoping that's an anomaly because the team that played the Panthers was not the team that beat Buffalo. Those were 2 different teams. I'll say to you that the team that lost to the New England Patriots was not the team that just beat the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And I feel like both of our teams are potentially catching their stride at the right time. But I will say this to you, Swarm. I'm still taking Rico Dowdle over Bijan Robinson, bro.
Well, you can have him.
I'm still doing it, man.
You can have him, but I guarantee you this, Cody, and you should because that's your running back. But I guarantee you this: if you've turned your television on this week, then you know that America would disagree with you as good as Rico has been the last 2 weeks.
I
They'll
think there
disagree
wasn't.
with you.
I think there wasn't nothing that Rico Dowdle did in that game against
I
the
didn't say
Bills.
that.
Or
If,
I
pardon
didn't
me,
say
other
that he
way.
hasn't done
There was
nothing.
nothing that Bijan Robinson did in that game against the Bills that our running back, couldn't do with that same opportunity to do so, brother.
See, the
and
difference is you're speaking hypothetically, and the world witnessed what Bijan actually did with an
No
81-yard
word.
break off.
oh,
All right.
man.
Yeah, but again, like I said, I expect you to say that. That's your quarterback. And I'm finna hurry up, Jake. I
No,
expect
you're
you to
good.
say that. That's your quarterback. But I don't even have to say that I would take Bijan. Of course I would. And nobody else on this panel has to say that either. But like I said, if you turned your television on this week, I haven't heard Rico Dowdle in the MVP race for the NFL, but I have heard in a number of places Bijan Robinson's name.
Bro,
No,
if you believe,
hold on.
So
Let's keep it a buck. There ain't gonna be no running back that gets the MVP this year.
yeah,
It ain't
bro,
gonna
you
happen.
smoking
I
crack,
wish
never,
I
never.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
not gonna
said the
happen.
conversation.
Right? Yeah.
right,
Right.
I wish they would give it to a running back just
Yeah, because some of
because
times they
it's
deserve it for
right
real.
now. Right now it's a quarterback award, and
Yep.
bro.
they
The
should just
other
change
year,
it to a quarterback.
Saquon Barkley
He
should
should
have
have
won
got
it
it.
last
Yes,
year.
I
Absolutely.
agree.
They should
Yeah,
have won it
exactly.
last year. I mean, hands down.
So basically, that award, the award for the best offensive player, is the offensive player of the year. The
Right.
MVP is reserved for a
For
quarterback.
quarterback.
All right, go ahead, Jake. What were you gonna say, bro?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say straight up. I mean, like really, the Falcons and the Panthers both. We're still chasing Tampa Bay Buccaneers coattails, so to speak. I mean,
Yeah,
really,
right now.
it's really them right now versus everybody else in the division.
Right.
Until
We
one
need
of
we
us
need
could go ahead, Pickle.
we need. I'm sorry. We need somebody to put some ho ho water or something in the Tampa Bay's water
Well,
system.
Detroit's gonna do that. Detroit's gonna do that Monday night.
I
Detroit's
hope.
gonna do
I
that
really
Monday
do
night.
hope that
Yeah,
You
Oh
they're
know
gonna
what's
yeah,
come
bad
down
about
to
it?
earth a little bit. Yeah.
That you know what sucks about my
it'll
picks,
make the
Cody?
division by far
That's
more
that you be leading.
better.
You be leading the
Yep.
pickup. My problems with the picks though is I kind of like
yeah,
hate pick. Like I legit do
yeah.
hate pick because the
I
Oh, I
do.
Falcons.
don't. I don't.
I try
I like to
not
I
have the
need to.
better
I
record.
try
I
not
like to
to.
have a better record at the end of the
I
season.
don't.
I more so like to be right than to be able to
Bro,
brag.
but
That's
you
why I
gotta
don't play
admit,
fancy. I cannot play fancy
hey,
for that
bro,
exact
but you
Me
reason.
gotta
either,
admit,
Jake.
hey,
Me either.
I've been killing them pick'ems, bro. I've been killing
Yeah.
You
them
have.
things, bro.
I legit picked the 49ers over the Falcons, which I actually in my heart I do think the Falcons are going to win. And then I
Yeah.
picked the Detroit Lions over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it would not surprise me if Tampa Bay wins that game. They're playing good
Yeah.
ball. I mean, Baker Mayfield just went insane against who did they play last?
They
Oh, they
played
played the
Seattle.
49ers.
Like
They
he
played the
legit
49ers.
he legit like if I was going to say a
He's
quarterback
an
this year,
MVP candidate
yeah,
right now.
exactly
Yeah,
right. He
Baker's
had
Yeah.
an
balling.
MVP type game. He went off
Yep.
like he really did.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and I listen to the radio a lot, the XM radio, and I tell
And you
you
know I
what
do too,
I've
Jake.
heard.
You know I
Yeah,
do too. We talk about that. Yeah.
yeah. What I've heard a lot of chatter about when they talk about Baker and they talk about Sam, they immediately go to the fact that both of them were in Carolina. We're just not going
Yep.
to live that down
Yep.
until
Yep.
time moves on. But and listen, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. They're I wish they would go in detail a little bit, but I'm a fan. What am I going to say?
Yeah.
So
Instead of just throwing it out there like that.
exactly.
They
But
don't add
but
in that we've had the worst offensive line in period, point
right,
blank
right,
period
right.
in history.
Bro,
of the Panthers
They don't
with Herbert quarterback.
add in the problem at coaching and all that.
So hey, let me
So
let me pass the mic to Diesel Skills, bro. Couldn't
oh
you
yeah,
make the argument that the NFC South is low key one of the better divisions in football? Now you have the Saints bumming around, kind of stinking it up, but even their numbers, apparently Spencer Rattler hasn't been playing terrible. So I mean, look, couldn't you say right now that most teams they cannot just check off an easy win if they're up against an NFC South team? What you think, Deez?
I'm glad to see us bucking up and fighting back, Swarm. I mean, stand up for Atlanta. I don't blame you, brother. And we standing up for the Panthers.
Day,
and it's a different season. This isn't 2023. This isn't 2024. We're not a 2-win team. The Panthers aren't, and we're not a 5-win team. We've already got 3 already this year. It's not 2015. We're somewhere in the middle for the Panthers. But man, at least we showed some heart. We showed some fight. But this whole conversation stemmed from Bryce, and what Bryce has shown is that clutch gene, and it's just undeniable at this point when the game's on the line and we need our quarterback to get us down the field. Bryce has always been there for the Panthers. I mean, he's done it more times than not, to be honest. And it's kind of uncanny because you look at the early game turnovers that we've seen from Bryce. We look at the mistakes that he's made early in the game and had to dig himself out of the hole, just like against the Dolphins. But when the game was on the line against the Cowboys, it was nothing but clutch throws from Bryce. It was like 125 quarterback rating. And we lived through 2023 where he never cracked 100. And it's just a night and day difference of what we're seeing on this Panthers team after improving the offensive line a little bit, after going after the defensive line aggressively this year. I never thought I would be on this podcast on a Friday talking about the Carolina Panthers have held 2 teams in between 2 weeks to only 50 yards rushing. I'm still unable to wrap my mind around that stat.
I love it. That's what all of our free agent players were brought in to do, to stop the run. And that's what we're doing, man. And the Jets, they have a 2-headed rushing attack with Justin Fields and Breece Hall. So, bro, we cannot sleep on the New York Jets. Like, no one should think that we're just going to go into MetLife and just roll them. I mean, we would love for that to happen, but this is going to be a fight, man. I mean, people up there in New York, they're fighting for their jobs right now. But, Swarm, do you see what I was saying earlier about Bryce Young? That no matter what happens to him, he can make a great play or a terrible play. That will never be enough to get him down where he gets in his head, starts playing emotional, and just it's never a snowball effect for Bryce Young. If he makes a bad play, he doesn't dwell on it, and he will go out there and make better plays even after fucking up or throwing an interception or fumbling the football. He takes accountability and moves on. Like, that is a good trait to have.
I think he's gotten better, but I agree with what Sabin said. I think that, your ownership and your GM and your coaches sought out to put better talent around him. And any team should be doing that as best they can anyway. I don't think that it bodes well for any NFL organization to stand pat. Isn't it a GM's job just not to sit up there in that glorious office and just say, well, everything is perfect right now. Let's just see how long this lasts. No, they're supposed to always be peeling through film, looking at how they can improve and what they can do next. But Cody, of course I'm a hater, so I'm going to tell you this.
Come on, bro.
For me, I think Bryce Young has shown. Now, I think he's done better this season, but I think he has shown as an NFL professional that he waffles with his confidence. And that's frightening to me as a fan of any team, that you want to have a quarterback, not that's overly confident, but that believes in himself and doesn't lose his confidence if he loses 3 or 4 games in a row, if he throws 2 picks and has a fumble. Now, I have to disagree with you because I have seen, and I know you have seen too, Bryce Young get down. He will go on the sideline. He'll look like a sad puppy. And,
I don't know if I would agree with that in the same terms.
You don't like hearing it.
If you were to say that about Cam Newton, I would agree. I think everyone on the panel would agree. There were moments when Cam Newton would just be straight up pouty about some shit.
Absolutely.
But when I see Bryce slamming his helmet, to me, he's frustrated with his own level of play, But he
That's
doesn't.
an outward
but he
expression
d-
of his emotion,
right,
though.
but he
You can't
doesn't.
deny that.
Right, but outward expressions of emotion and outburst of emotion is not the same as playing emotional. I don't feel like Bryce Young plays emotional. And then I'm gonna let Jake go. But what I'm saying, Swarm, is that part of that trust comes from the players around him. He has more trust in Tedoroa McMillan than he did in an Adam Thielen. Now you have Jalen Coker coming back, who was a big time weapon for him last season, that he definitely has a ton of trust in. When Bryce has that momentum behind him and the players around him that he can trust, he plays his best football, and he's not worried that if he messes up early, that he won't be able to recover. Not every quarterback has been able to do that, and you can call me a hater if you want. I don't recall the last time I have seen Michael Penix dig the Falcons out of a deep hole like I did with Bryce Young against the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. I
Well,
have not
Penix doesn't
seen
get us
that
in
from
deep
Penix.
holes. He's only done it once since he's in his 8 games.
But if
That
you're
was
a
against y'all.
franchise quarterback,
That was against
there will
y'all. That's
be
the only
times
time.
there will be times when you will have to do that as a franchise quarterback. I know that Bryce can. I don't know that Penix can. Let me pass it.
Go ahead, Jake. Go
No,
ahead.
yeah,
Go
let
ahead.
me pass it over to Jake.
I was just going to say that, in my personal opinion, and this is just me as a fan, I'd rather my quarterback make a mistake, throw an interception, go to the sideline and be mad about it, throw his helmet, whatever, than him go to the sideline, not have any facial expression, look like he don't give a fuck, honestly, and just go back out there and just make another mistake. I'd rather him be upset about his own play than him just go to the sideline and look like he don't care.
Right.
And I more so agree with you, Jake, but that's not what Cody was saying. And that's when I put my first comment in the chat. And I more so agree with you. I don't mind a quarterback slamming his helmet, showing some emotion, and and even getting in other players' faces. I don't mind that sort of emotion. And I'm not really sure what Cody means when he says plays emotionally. I'm not quite clear on that. But go ahead, Pickle. Maybe Cody can.
I'm gonna let Pickle go. The example that I was given, though, for example, a couple of years back when Sam Darnold was on Monday Night Football and Bill Belichick had him seeing ghosts with those 0 blitzes. That's what I'm talking about.
But isn't there a soundbite out there when Bryce did that this year? Where he fumbled and he fumbled when he was getting pressure off of the edge?
No, not to the level of what Sam Darnold did. But by the way,
no. Of course, that's classic.
But the
where
difference
he actually
is,
said, and they had him on the mic saying he's seeing
but
ghosts.
The difference is, I don't believe that was the terms that he used.
No, I don't think that was a legit. There was one floating around on Twitter, but it was put out by somebody making a joke of it. But I don't think he's actually ever said that. If he did, I missed it. How's that? Now, but I think what Bryce does is I think his rookie year, and a lot of people don't calculate his rookie year, but his rookie year, he just walked into a hailstorm, and I blame that on the organization. But I also I take this opportunity to say that a lot of NFL teams really screw over their draft pick if they don't have the right environment around said young quarterback, because you can't draft a quarterback and then build around them. That's just not. You've got to have pieces there before they get there. The Panthers didn't do that. We're real lucky that Bryce was able to overcome said rookie year. Now, that being said, I think what Sabin was talking about.
I don't know that he's overcome it though, Pickle.
Well, I think he has in a lot of ways of confidence in himself, of being able to move the ball up and down the field. Right.
I would say
I'm still not ready to call him a franchise quarterback. I won't do that.
I agree with Brad in the chat. It says that we need this to be Bryce's breakout game on the road. But Swarm, the point that I'm saying to you is I feel like the entirety of Bryce's career is the example of what we're talking about. This man was benched in year 2 after his second game in his second season, and then came back later and didn't let that affect him at all. He
Cody, let me ask
seized
you a
upon the
question.
opportunity.
Let me ask you a quick question,
He
Cody.
played well, and even though he didn't start well this season, he has dug us out of a hole not once but twice.
Cody, let me ask you a question quickly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Why was he benched in year 2?
Because he looked like he was in over his head.
He didn't look
Okay,
ready.
that counts for something. That counts for something. Poor play. He was benched for his poor play.
Swan, we're not saying that he didn't play poor. We're saying that never affected him to the point where it hampered his ability to play down the road. He was able to let that.
It.
Yeah, he did.
He overcome that.
I see what you're saying. It didn't break him. It didn't break him.
And that's my biggest point.
Yeah, I
agree.
A lot
of other quarterbacks
would have been broke by that.
They will wilt under that same pressure, and Bryce never did.
Sam did by and large, and it took Sam several years of playing in different organizations to overcome it. I think Justin D. Young said something. He says we're lucky Bryce was given Dave Canales and his mental resilience. I think a good coach goes a long way on a young quarterback development.
I agree.
A long 100%. Way, and it's mentally as well as teaching other things about the quarterback, but a lot of it's mental. And I would just wish we had Dave Canales' mental abilities when Bryce was drafted, but I don't believe Dave would have. I don't believe if you go back to Bryce's rookie year, I don't believe Dave would have been happy putting Bryce out there in the mess it was. But go ahead.
Before you go, Swan, Deez, tell me those numbers real quick that Bryce Young is on track to put up based on what he's been doing.
All right, so the actual yardage is 1150 right now through 6 games. So I sit on pace for about 3,500 yards, which Jake the Snake called out at the beginning of the season. And I agree with him. I said, if Bryce comes out here and gets 3,500 yards with a rookie X, then that's a pretty good year for sure. And it's the touchdowns that kind of stick out to me. He's already got 10 touchdowns passing through 6 games. So he's on pace for almost 30 touchdowns this season. If Bryce gets 28, 29 touchdowns, I think Panthers fans should be livid. They should be super excited about that. And the interception ratio is 2-1. So for every interception he throws 2 touchdowns thus far through the season. And it feels like we're building momentum and improving. And that's the most exciting part. If we continue to not make mistakes and shoot ourselves in the foot, these penalties, these fumbles that we saw early in the season, we cut those things out right there, guys, and we're going to have a good year. It doesn't mean that we're going to the playoffs or that we're going to beat Atlanta the second time, Swarm, because we always split anyway. So I never get into it with Swarm about this because I know where it's going. It's going to end in a 1-1. They won 1 and we won 1. And it is what it is. But yeah, Bryce is having a great year so far. And the only other thing I wanted to interject in there, Cody, before I let you go, is the fact that Tampa Bay was ranked number 1 in the power rankings by the NFL. The NFL put that out this week. They put the Carolina Panthers at 21, just ahead of the Cowboys at 22. Pretty interesting. I can't remember where the Falcons were. Do you, Swarm?
I think 16 or 17.
Yeah, they were up there. Somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, real quick, Swarm, let me welcome in my bro. You know him. You love him. Popping Bullets back on the Free For All. What up, Pop?
What's up, Pop?
What's going on, y'all, man? I hope y'all doing good tonight. I heard y'all called in for a bird catcher, and
yeah, man.
Here I am to come get third cousin Red.
Come on in, because I'm shitting all over the place. Come on in.
Pop, talk to me, bro. We're talking about Bryce. One of the things I'm saying to Swarm, and look, you know that you and I both have been critical of Bryce. But I think one of the things that you have to give to him is that he doesn't make a bad time worse. He can rebound, he can resettle himself, and he can realign to make plays down the line and dig himself out of a hole. And I think that's something that you have to give Bryce at this point. Tell the truth, Pop.
No, I mean, I'm always gonna tell the truth. I mean, I'm
Always.
not gonna paint my own narrative. What I can say on that, because I think from what I'm hearing and what I'm thinking, both of y'all are right. Um, but he has definitely been. What I can say is when it came to the fourth quarter this year, just this season alone,
Yes.
he has definitely showed up. Like he hasn't put the game in jeopardy. Now he started off the games rough. I mean, very rough.
Yeah.
If there was a vote, do I want Bryce Young gone? Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he's here, so there's nothing I can do about it. But I can say that he has definitely played definitely better at the end of the stretch of the game for sure.
Poppy,
Yeah, that's
you
good.
know who has the highest fourth quarter QBR in the entire NFL? That's what you were talking about.
I'm pretty sure it's
Playing
probably
well
Bryce.
Baker Mayfield.
playing well at the end of the game.
Baker Mayfield.
No, actually, it's Michael Penix, guys.
Oh, get that
You'd
shit
be
out of here,
surprised.
man.
You'd be surprised, I guess, to learn that. But yeah, he has the
Who's number
highest
two?
QBR. Let me see if I can
Hey, bro,
find it. I
don't you
saw it
know
on
like
X today.
70% of all stats are just made up?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one that's not made up is Bryce Young's completion percentage. It's the seventh lowest in the NFL.
Hey, this is a play. It sounds like a perfect opportunity for him to show out against the winless New York Jets. That's what that sounds like
Which
to
gets
me.
me to this, Cody. Cody, this is what I want to say.
Mm-mm.
Cody, I'd much rather my quarterback not put my team in a hole and then have to dig us out of it than to put us in a hole to begin the game with and have to dig us out of it, Cody. Now, I don't know if I'd really, I don't know if I'd lead with that as a good thing because I mean you're essentially admitting that he dug a hole and put you in it. People don't want their quarterback digging a hole and putting them in it.
Yeah, I
I
was
can
not
agree with
saying.
that.
I'm not.
Interceptions and fumbles.
I'm not even
Bryce is
disagreeing
like
with
the
you.
fourth. Bryce had like the fourth most turnovers in the NFL for quarterbacks. Fourth or fifth. I saw
Yes,
that
I
number
want to try
somewhere.
your steak bikes.
Yeah, it's pretty high,
Uh,
Cody.
what is that? Hold
It's
on, is
pretty
that a
high.
bowl? Yeah,
Yo,
let me
And
try
pop
the
this is what
running,
steak
I
bikes
wanted to.
bowl.
This is what I wanted to ask you
pop
guys
running through
too.
a drive-through on the free for all, bro.
Yeah, Pop, you got to mute
Yeah,
that, bro.
pop. Hey, yo, pop. You know them steak bites are like kangaroo meat, bro. It's not even.
Yeah, that ain't no cow
It
meat,
ain't.
bro.
I
It
would
ain't
be
even real
surprised if it
steak,
was
bro.
even kangaroo,
Hey, if he
honestly.
likes it, that's his business.
No, I agree with that, Pickle. Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
but my last thing, and I'm gonna pass the mic, is that Michael Penix right now is living off of a run game, which I admit Bryce is
What
too. I'm
did
not
you
saying
just say?
I'm not saying that Bryce
What
He is
did
isn't.
you
though.
just say?
He
He is
is.
though.
Hey,
He
Panthers.
only
Hold
has
on,
What
four.
did
Pan.
you
Wait a
just
minute. Wait a
say?
minute.
Hey,
Hold on. Hold on.
He is.
No. Rest
I'm gonna
one.
let
Keep
You
it
y'all.
a
the one
Let
buck.
me
that
let y'all
told me
know
Let's
you would
something.
take
He
Rico
is.
Hey,
Dowdle
let's
over
keep it a
Bijan?
buck. He has
Were you
four
the one that
touchdown
told me you would take
passes.
Rico Dowdle over Bijan?
And I just
Michael,
said
hey,
I'm
rest
not
one. Michael
saying that
Penix
Bryce
has four
is.
What
touchdown
did
passes
you
this
just
year.
say?
That's it.
Four
What
Bryce
did
has
you
touchdown
just
10.
passes ain't
say?
very much.
Bryce has 10
That's
touchdown
what I'm
passes.
saying. Like you can't
Yeah.
come on. Let's keep, if we're gonna keep
And
it a
five
buck, rest one.
interceptions and however many fumbles. So it's almost a 1-for-1. But listen, I know that people point that out. Do you
Bro.
all since we're just gonna throw out stats to circle jerk? Michael Penix has more passing yards, 18 more passing yards than Bryce does in one less game. I mean, we can do this all day.
He's also
But
older than Bryce Young.
this is what I want to get to. And
92 out
here's the
there,
point
bro.
that I want to make. I think that it's going to come back to really bite the Panthers that you lost two very winnable games to start your season. After the Jets game, y'all are fixing to get into a hell of a portion of your schedule. And I don't know that you're going to hold serve in those games, either at home or on the road. Against the Bills, the Niners, the Rams, the Falcons again. The Saints are a tough out, guys. And they're going to win a few games
Maybe.
this season. I don't know how many. I picked them to win
Maybe.
4. I
But
picked them to
Swarm,
go 4
but
and
Swarm,
13.
why did you freak out when I said that both of our quarterbacks are living off of a
Oh,
run game?
I didn't. I didn't hear when you said
Kinda
both.
did.
I just heard you
I
say
said
Penix.
both. Well, that's what I'm saying, because you freaked out before I had a chance to finish.
My bad.
Right now, both of our quarterbacks are living off of the run game. But what I do know the differences between my quarterback and your quarterback is that your quarterback to this point is a front runner. He has to be in the lead to be a good quarterback. My quarterback can help take us.
But how do you know that, Cody?
And we came back from a 17-point deficit, Swarm.
Cody,
that's something.
Bryce Young
against the Dolphins. Cody, how do you know he has to? How do you know he has to have the lead to win a game?
What did he do against the Panthers when we got the lead?
Okay, so let's
shout out my boy JD, bro.
JD, you probably didn't hear me when I said except for the one-off against the Panthers. All I can simply do with that game is say that the Panthers won every phase of that game. That was Atlanta's game for the season. In fact, if you look at what we've done against the Commanders and the Bills, which was our statement game of the season on Monday night in front of primetime audience, and I will like to let you guys know this too. Michael Penix is 2-1. And 3 of his 8 NFL starts have been in prime time. He's 2-1.
I also want to tell you, Red.
But that was his worst game. I challenge you to name me another game that he had that you can say was a bad game.
Well, before anybody goes to explain when Michael Penix had a bad game, I want to correct you, Red. You keep saying that our Super Bowl was won when we beat y'all 30-0. Actually, the Super Bowl.
That's what it sounds like to me.
No, well, that's fine. Well, actually, we won the Super Bowl.
The Cowboys game was nice.
But the Cowboy game was the Super Bowl.
Nah, I would think so.
Yeah,
I would think so.
That's what that looked like. That looked like the Super Bowl to me, because that's what the Super Bowl should look like. You know, not 27-3. Shit like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead, y'all can. Y'all can continue.
Right, but it's okay too, Jake. He said 27-3. It was 28-3.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to rain the parade.
I'm surprised you didn't know that. As famous as that one is,
even better.
I will say though,
punchline, Cody.
The difference is, honestly, the difference is that like we lost one NFC game so far against the Cardinals. Our other 2 was against AFC. The Falcons have lost both division games so far. I think that's mainly the difference right now is what's really hurting the Falcons over the Panthers comparing wise. If you're going to compare them both right now, is we only play one division game. Most of our division games is the latter half of our schedule. Honestly, the last 4 games, I believe, I think 3 of them is division. The Saints and then Tampa Bay twice.
Can I ask each of you guys an honest question?
Sure.
What did you and I'm really truly trusting to get an honest answer and not some bullshit.
All right.
And easy.
Man, when would we ever bullshit you?
Easy to give answer. Easy to give answer because you have the answer to the test already. But I want to know what you thought your record would be in the first 4 games of the season.
You don't want to know mine. I had us going 3-1, I believe, Cody. I had my final record prediction was 8-9. I had us going 8-9.
Hey, Swarm, I'll be honest with you. They have outperformed my predictions.
Cody's literally 1 win away from being.
Yeah, bro. I straight up said that we were going to win 4 games this year. Straight up. They have out because
I had
to be honest,
6 and 11.
Because to be honest, I didn't believe.
I said we were going to win 7 games.
I didn't believe in the defense, but Swarm, right now, we are not letting anyone run the football on us. That's
your defense is much improved.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal here that we're talking about. I have long said on C3 that you don't know who the better teams in football are until after week 6. That's right now. Now you're going to start to see.
We are literally on a 2-game high.
You are going to see who the real good teams are.
Truly.
Now.
No, you're going to be on a 3-game high.
Are going to
Red. I believe your prediction is correct.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad, Pickle.
A reversal.
I'm sorry.
6 and 11.
I was chatting in the chat. I'm sorry. I believe that the next, say 3 or 4 games the Panthers have, I get, of course, the Jets, but that's just because it's coming up Sunday. But beyond the Jets, you've got the Bills and the Packers. Those are going to be the games where we as a fan base can determine how good our team is going to be.
Yeah, you're gonna see what you got in a team when the Bills come to Carolina off of a bye.
Right,
and they got a chance to get some players back.
Right, to me, it's going to be more than just win or losing.
They can't stop the run.
You know, it wouldn't shock me if we lose, but I want to see a competitive game if we lose. If we go out and get blowed out, then I'm going to be right back on throw the baby out with bathwater.
They cannot look like they did against New England.
Exactly.
Like
they never look that.
Facts.
That
would just be the most bipolar shit that you can imagine. For us to do what we did against Dallas then to follow it up with a stinker on the road, like we cannot let that happen. I hope everyone in that organization sees this game against the Jets for the opportunity it really is.
Y'all have no business losing to the Jets.
That's what I'm saying.
Already said y'all are fixing to be 4-3.
We need to be 4-3. Going into our game,
if you go to the Jets and shit the bed, man, I mean,
it's over. It's over as a fan base. The New England game, I believe the New England game was the due result. And if you listen to Derek Brown, he kind of agrees to that because he said it right in the locker room of the Falcons game. He said we've got it was a nice win, but we can't rest on our laurels. And he knew we did, because after we walked in with, as a player wise goes, with so full of ourselves, that's why we got our ass whooped in New England.
You know what happens, Pickle? You know what happens? That's where you have to take a look at coaching, because the week before we came to Carolina and got drubbed 30-0. We went up there on that Sunday night and we beat the Vikings, and the defense had 5 or 6 freaking sacks and knocked JJ McCarthy out of the game. Yeah, it was a low scoring contest. We only got 1 touchdown. They had 3 field goals. We had 5 field goals. Well, they had 4. I think it was 22 to 12, some shit like that. But anyhow, I even saw the players in a lot of the interviews and shit that I watched. I said, I know damn well, even with seasoned veterans like Jesse Bates and Matt, shit, man, I can't. I'm trying to talk too fast instead of thinking, man. My left tackle, man, but what happens is you expect those players to calm the team down, but it's really the coach's job. I know those players were jumping around all week, dancing. I think they had a clip of one of y'all's cornerbacks out there dancing the week before y'all went to New England. And they probably do that regularly and routinely. But if
I think that was in practice, though. I think that was in practice.
Yeah,
that was Nick Scott.
What I'm saying is, when they notice anything out of the norm after a big high game like that, and then they gotta calm them down to say, hey man, that was one game. Same as with y'all. We did that with the Vikings, and I said I don't want to see Atlanta go to Carolina and have a letdown, because they still live in the high of the Vikings. I think y'all were still living the high of that 30-0 drubbing of us when y'all went to New England.
There's certain franchises you can tell by what the players say, what the coaches say, their demeanor, that when after they get beat by a certain team, they came in thinking they was going to win. They had this ultimate, they just the so-and-sos. You could tell by how they played, how they game plan, and how they got punched in the face and didn't have a counter for it. The Panthers, I don't think they observed that. I don't think they come out with that type of attitude. I really think this is a humble ass team, and they're playing. They really are taking it game by game. I don't think there's anybody. The only person who's put their nuts on the table has been Rico Dowdle. He's been the only one who said what he was going to do and went out there and did it. Nobody
he's the
else is
man.
like, right. Nobody else is coming with that moxie. It ain't coming from Bryce. It ain't coming from the coaching staff. It ain't coming from the players. The players that are speaking out, saying a little bit, they're being real humble and careful, like they're walking on eggshells.
Can
Nobody's coming out saying, yeah, we got him. I can't wait to see him Sunday. I wish we get to that level, but I don't think this is a team that sit here and take any team lightly.
I just say, like, what a healthy Derek Brown does for this defense? Like, if I had to give an MVP to this defense, it would 110% be Derek Brown. Like, that dude is taking on double teams, triple teams, and still throwing these people around on the field like frisbees. Like frisbees.
And
Like,
that was the lost video.
I said this before the season started. Getting a healthy Derek Brown back would be akin to an NBA team getting a prime KD, a prime LeBron James, a prime Steph Curry. You're not stopping him. All you're going to do is try to put bodies on him, slow him down. He gonna get his points. He gonna do his thing. That's a superstar. That's what Derek Brown is for this defense. You can put double teams on him, triple team him. He gonna do his job. He gonna do what he is known to do. It's the other guys that got to step up. I'm with you.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that analogy, but I respect your opinion.
Can I just address one thing that Swarm said, though? Swarm said that we were still living off of the high from the drubbing that we put on the Falcons. And the reason I disagree with you, Swarm, is because the Patriots brought our ass back down to earth. Like,
but I'm saying going into the Patriots game.
30
I'm saying going into the Patriots game,
Cody, we never left the planet. I don't know why y'all think that. We never left the planet. I don't think the players left the planet. Y'all got to stop. Y'all painting your own narratives.
I disagree.
No.
I feel like after that win, the team and the fan base felt like we had that squad. And that's similar.
The fan base maybe, but I don't think the players went into that game thinking, "Oh yeah, we can beat them." Especially when he went out there and did the Superman celebration. You didn't see anybody get mad. If they felt like that, they would have showed that. They would have been trying to tear his head off. Listen, that is the fan base narrative that they thought they was gonna go out there, not the players. I promise you. But I do want to say a comment of something you said, Cody. I think this is the game that Bryce, whatever he's been working on as far as his accuracy and throwing the ball, this probably has to be the game that he's has to do it because he is going against he is going against a decent defense.
To answer what Mark just said about like the triple
and it may
team,
take away the run.
It is on film that Derek Brown did defeat a triple team. It happened.
Yeah,
Brian Baldinger, I don't know if you know who he is, but he breaks down film, offensive line, defensive line. It's on film that Derek Brown defeated literally a triple team. Like that, 3 people and he went right past them.
But I agree. Listen, I'm not saying that. I
want to see it.
I want to see it too. I'm not saying that Derek Brown is not a good player. Boom. And that's why I don't like using basketball terminologies or players and comparing them to football because it's totally different. You can do individual things by yourself on a basketball court. Football, it's a team effort. And not only that, I've seen LeBron, KD, and the other guys that he named actually take over games. Derek Brown is not taking over games, bro. That means ultimate really dominate. I've seen hardly ever. Right. There's very few. I've seen Peppers do it. I've seen Myles Garrett do it. I've seen Luke Kuechly do it.
That's the
I saw TJ Watt do it against us and
TJ Watt do it.
Yeah.
But Derek Brown, so Derek Brown does take over, but he don't take over in what you expect.
It has to impact
tackles, keeping the running back from getting 10, 15 plus yards, getting past the line of scrimmage. I do think that
middle.
Up the middle.
Yeah.
Derek Brown is doing that. He is absolutely taking over in that regard. Sack wise, getting the backfield. No, that's
he's not supposed to get sacks. That's not his
exactly
game. Why I can't put him there.
Yeah, that was never his game. Even coming out of
There
college.
you go. Y'all watch this.
Right. Yeah. So this is Derek Brown versus the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not a beast.
Even when he gets triple teamed right here, give it a little bit of ground,
on top of each other,
beat them all, and go make the tackle. Javonte Williams had 13 carries for 29 yards. Like you watch him right here, and you watch what he does to the right guard here, Hoffman. Like he's just like it's just grown man type of power. Like just throw him, toss him, and then go make the tackle on Javante. And look, it was Ashawn, it was Pat Jones, like it was all of them. Like they played great. And then sometimes
one thing I also want to add to that analogy, I done heard 1,000 times over for LeBron James, right? LeBron has his style of playing the game and taking over. And you'll hear pundits complain, oh, LeBron should have put up more points. KD, he can put up points, and you'll hear people say, oh, he should have got his teammates more involved. DB, to that same comparison, the run game, when he's healthy, that area does not exist. You don't run your running back in that area because he's likely to make that play. What you want him to do is be a complete player and then get the sacks on top of it. But right now, going with the analogy that I said, DB is very much that for this team, specifically to the run game. He's a guy that, like J.C. Horn,
that's my point.
That side of the field don't exist.
Now, the way you put it this time, I agree, because what you're basically saying, he makes everybody else on that line better. That I agree with, but takeover games, I cannot agree with.
Right. I do hope that we're going to see more of that from him. But our entire front seven flows through Derek Brown. That's why we were so bad last year. And in fact, that's why I would argue that they gave Ejiro Rivero another shot, even after his defense gave up the most points in the season in NFL history. When you don't have Derek Brown, your front seven for the Panthers is basically rendered ineffective. Like, this dude is throwing people off of him. And he was also telling Rivero that he wanted to be in more pass rush situations. And we know this dating back from Phil Snow. He wants to be more of an impact player rushing the passer. And even right now, the Panthers, we're not getting to the quarterback at a very high clip. So
y'all are getting to the quarterback at a very low clip is more accurate, Cody.
We've got some good pressures. Our pressure rate's good, but you got to finish it, because if you don't finish it.
Hey, and it's funny because that ties into I was looking at a stat and it showed that Princely and Nick are amongst the highlight, not just amongst rookies. They're amongst the most double teamed indoor chipped outside linebacker edge rushers in the NFL. Like our two rookie outside linebackers are amongst the highest as it pertains to getting chips and double teams. I've seen
because it's working on them.
JD, you know what I would do if I was the Panthers starting this week, and some may disagree, and that's fine. I would start Princely and Scorton. Both would be my starters. DJ Wonnum would be a backup.
Hey,
that's what I would do.
We're going to go to that, Pickle, but
I'm sorry.
Since Swarm is here, I felt like it's only right that we play this.
Is this the triple team, Cody?
I love this weekly segment of Derek Brown.
Is this tossing Chris Lindstrom again?
I think so. And by the way, did you hear what Brian
Did
you hear what Brian Baldinger said? He is a weekly appearance on Brian Baldinger's breakdowns. That means
he loves Derek Brown
every week.
He does.
This monster of a man is throwing around 300-pound human beings like it ain't shit.
Man,
terrible last name. If that's his name, Baldinger, that's terrible.
It is. That's his name.
He's getting double.
He was a great. He played offensive line, didn't he?
But when it's time to go make the play on Bijan, see ya. Frisbee toss.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Brown.
Yeah,
like, he's just different.
But that wasn't the triple team. No, that was the double team.
The triple team was the very first play against the Cowboys.
Oh, that wasn't a triple team. That wasn't a triple team.
That was 3 guys on them.
Go back to it. He didn't touch 3 different guys.
And Bijan knows Derek Brown very well. He knows him very well.
Yes.
I've seen him do an interview talk about Derek Brown.
He said Derek Brown was his introduction to the NFL.
Yeah. Derek Brown, like I said, Derek Brown is a problem. I'm not knocking that. It just, and everybody, I respect everybody's opinion and their perspective. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my standpoint on it.
I think the reason that he is the reason that your rush defense is as high ranked as it is. But
He
I think the
definitely is.
question that I have is, what is the reason that your pass defense is ranked as low as it is?
I want to
Well,
say,
scheme.
going back to that
Scheme.
stat that said that our rookie edge rushers are amongst the most double team and chip. It's a part of, like,
That's
talking
true
about
too.
draft and development. This is a part of the game that them two dudes are going to have to overcome, because I've seen in numerous games, Nick is right there. Like we talk about, Brian Burns, he was the king of almost. Nick as a rookie, he's right there
teams know.
almost every damn play, every pressure, every sack. I'm seeing number 11 in the picture. He's either the reason why the quarterback got moved off his spot, which forced him into someone else, or like I said, the double teams. There's a play against the Cowboys. I think I forget what it's called. They had him swim over. So he had a shot on him, but the running back got a pretty good piece of him, moved him off of where Dak was, and Dak was able to step up and get the ball out his hand.
You
Those
know, it
two
used to
young
frustrate
dudes.
the hell out of me when I was in high school. When you know, I had this when I used to get close and make it to second base, first base, third base even, but I just couldn't get home. That's some frustrating shit. Just get close, man. I much rather get home. I much
But
rather I much rather have an edge, rookie or not, because the games count now. I much rather have
well,
edge, whether
now
it be a
Brian
veteran or a
Burns,
rookie.
now Brian Burns is up there in New York, and he can benefit from all those monsters that they got up there on that D line. And I think he's like
You only have to say D line. They're loaded, period, on
second or
defense.
third in total sacks in the NFL.
Yeah, you
this
talking about a
season.
D tackle now?
Yeah,
That
so
damn Dexter Lawrence,
Dexter,
big nasty,
Clemson
sexy
made, brother.
Dexy.
I
Yeah.
remember when K
Clemson
May
made.
bullied him.
Hey, but I'm gonna
Well,
say this though.
everybody gets bullied in the NFL once or twice, fellas.
Yeah,
If we just dig through film, I
Yeah.
guarantee you,
right
every
now,
dog will have
Dexter
his day in the
Lawrence.
NFL, man.
Dexter Lawrence is what Pop is wanting Derek Brown to be, because
Yeah,
I agree.
Dexter Lawrence had what, like 10 or 11 sacks or some crazy shit from zero tech. Like, the dude is a zero tech. Come on,
And
and
you
he
don't
had
have to hate on
double-digit
nobody
sacks.
to admit that, man.
Right.
You don't have to hate on nobody to admit that.
And I'm not even saying
yeah.
that Derek Brown couldn't possibly do that in the
He
right
can.
circumstances or scenario. But what I don't want to forget what I was going to say. When you're talking about Nick Scorton, he's going to have another big time opportunity in the coming weeks, because the Panthers are now without Patrick Jones III. He's out for the
That's
year.
a fact.
So
That's a
now
fact.
he's going to have even more opportunities to show up, stunt, and get after the quarterback, bro.
So Cody, I know that you don't look past any team in the NFL, right? That's a fatal flaw to do that.
You can't.
But
You just
as
can't,
far as
man.
me looking at y'all, as far as me looking at the Panthers as an outsider, you know what, man? And this is Red Swarm talking, y'all. I don't know if y'all find that hilarious or what, but I'm already considering y'all to be 4-3, and that ain't no trying to do no reverse voodoo or no shit like that. Y'all
I
should
hear
go
you.
up to New York and handle your business. They are the worst team in the NFL. You need to go up there and remind them of that. But I'm telling
I
y'all,
agree.
I think that the Panthers' opportunity. Say what you will about the Bills. All of a sudden, since the Falcons whooped their ass on Monday night, now they're not a good team all of a sudden. But what I would tell you is this. I think, and when you talk about a defining game, if the Panthers want to announce to the NFL that y'all have to be taken seriously
Gotta be
and
Buffalo.
y'all coming to whoop ass, that is the game
That's the
to
game.
look at.
Hey,
That's
I agree to that.
That's the game.
get
The
us started.
blueprint has been out. The blueprint.
You could
Atlanta put the
argue the
blueprint out.
Rams.
I was just about to say that Atlanta gave us the blueprint, and it just so happens to look a lot like what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. If you tell me that in order to beat the Bills and make a statement to the NFL that the Panthers are quote unquote back, we got two running backs. My apologies. We got three running backs that wouldn't have a problem in the world with us handing the ball off to them and letting them eat. Like, I fully
Atlanta.
do believe.
You think that was
Uh,
the difference in that game?
it was. I'll let him answer. My bad.
Go ahead,
Nah, you
JD.
go ahead. You go
Is
ahead.
that what you took away from that game? Is that what you thought the difference in that game was?
I
Running
think the
game?
I think y'all executed y'all plan perfectly. I really do. Y'all used everybody. Everybody came and did their job. That's what I'm going to say.
I don't
Defense
know.
showed up.
My man must have not seen that young, aggressive defense on Josh Allen's ass the whole
Oh,
game.
that's the thing. I'm hoping that not so much for Princeton because he's gotten a sack already, but I'm hoping with Nick when he gets his first, it becomes a thing where okay, now he done figured out how to beat. Because again, Nick is the one that's really being double teamed a lot. Nick, like Princely's
Look
getting
at
it a
them
little bit,
cool
but
ass go.
Nick is
What's
the one
up,
that's
bro?
getting it a lot. So
Right.
we need to generate
That's
a
a
pass
fact.
rush. And I think should Nick or Princely show themselves as a consistent force, a consistent problem as it pertains to pass rushing, that will then trickle down effect and that'll allow a Derek Brown or Ashawn Robinson. If we can get one of those young rookies to show that they are going to be a consistent force as the season goes on, it opens the rest of the defense up for those pass rushing opportunities where you win, where you might then see a Derek Brown get a career high in a season.
Hey, so
But
real quick, let me
ain't it crazy?
real quick, Pop, let me welcome in the guitarist from My Chemical Romance. It's 910 Kyle. Kyle, what up, bro?
Wow.
What? He said My Chemical Romance.
What's up,
Hey,
pimp?
let me show y'all my hair one time.
I'm gonna
Nah,
tell y'all something. I'm gonna
you
tell
like the
y'all
flow,
something.
bro.
I'm a straight dude. I don't play that jazz. But every
That's
time I
right.
see Kyle, he remind me of something. I'm gonna tell you something. Kyle come in here and be low key and chilling. But Kyle crushing them honeys, man. You can tell when a motherfucker
You know
ain't.
it. You know it. 74
Yeah, man,
wins,
he be
baby.
working triples all the time.
What he's
74.
saying is he be pulling.
I'm at
He be
74
pulling.
right now.
Hey, you know it. Hey, you know it, Jay. He be pulling, man. He pulling like a Mack truck.
Absolutely. But
Kyle,
what I
what's
was
Yeah,
up,
gonna
we
bro?
say
ain't gonna pay
was,
for nothing.
what I was
Yeah,
gonna
go ahead,
say
pop it
was is
on.
that yeah, it's crazy how and I said this after the last three games uh of the teams that have won in the division is that it looks like this year like the South got something to say. It kind of starting to turn like it's looking that
Yeah,
way.
we all
I
agree
don't
on
know
that.
if
I
it
agree with
stay.
you, Pop.
I don't
Yeah.
know I don't know if that's the trajectory, but that's how it's kind of looking to me. But it's crazy how Atlanta just gave the blueprint on how to beat Buffalo, and we gave the blueprint on how to beat the Cowboys. The two teams that everybody loves, talking about all the time on all these big networks, and the
Yeah.
teams that ain't nobody talking about, are the ones in our division that is out here like, okay, they got something to say. We got to
Yeah.
do the same thing to Buffalo.
Go ahead, Kyle. I apologize. I over talked the hell out your intro, bro. Go ahead.
My
Nah, you're
bad
good.
too, Cal. My bad too.
Y'all
I
good,
have to
man.
apologize too,
I've been
man.
at work all day
My fault,
listening to
Cal.
y'all just chilling. Y'all are killing it tonight. So I had to stop in and give y'all my little 2 cents. I will be the first, and I will put it right here on live. Here it is. I was fucking wrong about this team. I'm so thankful that they're not hot dog shit and they're able to put up competent, complementary football and play with a sense of urgency. Like, I did not think that we was going to go out there and stop the Cowboys the way that we did. I did not think that we was going to push their defensive line around like little girls. I did not think that even though Dak usually throws 250, 300 yards a game, I did not think that we would outscore him. And
They
all of
fans
those things,
melted down like a motherfucker, Cal.
happened. So this team, I don't know what it is or why they start so fucking slow. It's got to be the preseason. It's got to be some bullshit going on there. But man, week 6, week 7, this fucking team is rolling, and the rest of the NFC South better watch the fuck out because Tampa Bay and Baker's Bucks, they ain't got that much of a lead no more. And they ain't that world beating motherfucking team that everybody makes them out to be, because we got teams that we should have lost to that we beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
So like, I ain't worried about it. I think we're gonna have a pretty good season. I think I was like I said, I'm putting it out here on live. I was one of the ones a couple weeks ago talking about how we might be lucky to win 4 games, and I'll say right now, I feel like 8's coming. But thanks, boys.
I love the optimism. Shout out to Dopey Nightlife. He says, hey, brother, we're not out the woodwork yet. And that's why my mindset is this is an opportunity. It's any given Sunday. We are not a good road team. We have to go out there and we have to shut people up, man. Like, we have to prove that we can win on the road. And listen, I'm not going to call the Panthers a legit threat yet. After this game against the Jets, we played.
I know why you're saying that, Cody.
We play the Buffalo Bills, and then we play the Green Bay Packers. Buddy, let me fucking tell you what. If we run through the Bills and the Packers,
we are.
Oh, bro, we winning the fucking division, boys. And you can't
hold on, Cody. Hold on. I knew you gonna say something crazy.
I agree.
I
Cody.
knew it.
I agree.
I knew it. I knew you. No.
Yeah.
Listen. Let's dial it back. Well, I will guarantee you that's gonna happen. If we beat the Jets, and we beat the yeah, they will. If we beat the Jets and we beat the Buffalo, Bryce is guaranteed a 5th-year option pickup. I will tell you that. He will get that.
Oh, yeah.
But Pop, at that point, doesn't he deserve it?
Nope.
I mean, if he goes, bro, what I'm saying is, let's say he puts up, Pop, let's say he puts up not just a normal performance. Let's say he balls the fuck out versus Buffalo and the Packers. At that
Let's just
point,
say I hit the lottery, right?
Remember, it's not a 5th year.
Anything's possible.
Right, and it's just a 5th-year option. It's not like we're signing him to the most expensive quarterback contract in NFL history or no shit like that. So it's like that's almost.
Cody, I don't think Bryce been leading y'all to wins, man. These last 2 games. That's just my opinion. I think it's been your running game, like you said. It's been Bijan for us.
I'm not even disagreeing with you, bro.
And that's fine. Look, and just to go off what you just said, that's fine though. I'd rather him. Look, Brock Purdy has been known to be a game manager. If I know a lot of people don't want the 1st overall pick to be a game manager, but if Bryce Young can help us win a football game, not turn the ball over, he don't have to have 300+ yards passing, 4+ touchdown passes. He does not have to do that. If he gets 200-yard passes, 2 touchdowns, maybe a rushing touchdown, and he doesn't turn the ball over, I will take that all day, every day, any given day of the week. I love that.
Specifically because he isn't gonna be a $400 million a year quarterback. If he's not throwing for 300 yards a game and he's not consistently scoring 2 to 4 touchdowns a game, he's not going to be an expensive quarterback. So we could potentially retain him for a lower amount than what we would have to pay some superstars. So, I mean, while he's figuring it out, sure, what the hell? But, if Bryce was balling the fuck out right now, he wouldn't even take a 5th-year option. He would take a fucking extension. And
here's the deal, though, Kyle. I hear what you're saying. I've heard other people say that too, but here's the deal, right? So if his play is an elite, and I agree, and then you don't have to sign him to a super max deal, make him reset the quarterback market for the quarterbacks that came out his year, him and CJ. He doesn't have to have a contract as much as CJ because he hadn't gotten you to the playoffs twice. I get that. I get the logic in what you're saying with that. But is that the guy that you want quarterbacking your team for another 5 years?
We got Hendon Hooker, and we have the potential to draft a quarterback in any one of those drafts. So, yes.
Boys, we're putting the cart before the horse a little bit here. All I'm saying, look, Pop mentioned picking up the 5th-year option if we beat Buffalo and the Packers. What I'm saying is I'm not even mad at that. That's the reason why you draft a quarterback in round 1, to get that fifth-year option, to give you the most amount of time to open that window to put talent around your quarterback. If we do that, I don't mind. Y'all are talking about contracts and what is worth. Like, bro, we have so much more football left to play. So much of what Bryce gets paid in the future is depending upon what he will do throughout the course of this year. So, we gotta pump the brakes a little bit,
and
man.
Cody, I can just pop transition with that, and that's cool. But based on where you were, and you were saying that if y'all come back and y'all beat the Bills, you beat the Packers. I mean, that's what. Let's see, you're on a 2-game win streak now. That's 3, 4, 5-game win streak, and not just a win streak, but the teams. Those last 2 teams.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying,
man.
bro.
You listen. You are definitely in the playoff hunt.
Yes.
I still think that the Bucks. I think they're gonna lose Monday night. By the way, up in Detroit, I think it's finally gonna catch up with them. But they'll still be 5-2 at the time.
Yep.
So that's nothing to sneeze at. They'll still be the front runners in our division by at least a couple of games. But it will make those end of season games a lot more interesting. They actually matter then. Because right now they're running away with our division, let's be honest.
Yeah, they are.
But I mean, there's a lot of division games to still be played.
That's what I mean. They only up 2 games for them. They only up 2 games on us.
Yeah, I wouldn't say running away. Yeah, no doubt.
When you look at the competition that they played, they got an easier schedule coming up. They, like us, played some tough teams to open up their season. They've had the Eagles, they've had the 49ers, they're fixing to have the Lions.
Yep.
They played some tough teams. Y'all still have to play those teams. Y'all still have to play the Bills. Y'all still have to play we have to play the 49ers as well. But
it works the same way. Y'all have
we got the Rams at Monday Night Football. We do not play Detroit. We do play the Rams though in later half of the season. I think that's like the last 5 games. I honestly think
the Seahawks.
We play Seattle as well.
Seattle as well.
So right.
I do think honestly, like if I'm just in my personal opinion, I think the Rams are a tougher game than the Buffalo Bills and even Green Bay, in my opinion. Like the Rams, like that's a team I see winning the division. Honestly.
No, but also let me say this.
The Rams are tough, no doubt about it.
Let me say this, right? Y'all also got to play the Dolphins. So knowing that the Panthers beat the Dolphins, but that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying though, Jake. Now because the Panthers have beat the Dolphins in the way that we did, now they have to do the same thing. They can't put up a stinker against Miami. Now Miami does not look good.
That ain't gonna happen. Y'all woke us up, bro. Y'all woke us up.
I hope not. Hey, let me get these in on this conversation. What are we talking here, bro? Are we moving in a trajectory where Bryce will get his 5th-year option picked up? And if that happens, what has to happen this season? So, for example, I'm saying maybe if you beat the Packers and the Bills, then you almost have to pick it up. How do you feel about this conversation, bro?
What you were just saying, we need to calm down. We need to slow down. I mean, we're setting franchise records out here with Rico Dowdle. We can't sustain that, is what I'm trying to tell you. We can't go out there and break history every single week on the football field. We got to slow down and back up. Bryce is on track for 3,500 yards. And honestly, everything about Bryce that I wanted to say, Jake said earlier, and we've already said on this podcast before, and specifically on the Friday Free for All, you talked about how we overpaid.
I'm so sorry. I got a call coming in. I'm sorry. Hey, Deez, I'm sorry, man. I got a call coming in. I got to jump out real quick, y'all.
All right, brother.
All right. Appreciate you, Swan.
So
Go ahead,
we overpaid for Bryce was the point. You said that, and I agree with that. I think that's been proven at this point. We are in year 3. He could do something to overcome that possibly, but it seems out of the range of possibilities. And then the other thing that I already said on here before is Bryce is a game manager. We've talked about this at length as well on this podcast. We've established this over time. And that's why I said the fumbles have to stop for Bryce. The interceptions, 5 interceptions to 10 touchdowns is totally fine with me. That's not a problem for a game manager. But the fumbles are a problem for a game manager moving forward. So I think that Bryce very well could earn that contract, but those things are the type of things that have to be stopped. We can throw some interceptions short. And if there's a 2-to-1 ratio, I think we're fine. But we can't fumble the football. We can't continue to get the play in late and not get the snap on time. We can't have the offensive false starts. I feel like in a way that's on Bryce as well, because he's commanding that offense moving forward. So the 5th-year option, I'm not sure. Just like you said, we need to pull back the reins a little bit. But I expect for Bryce Young moving forward to be a good game manager for the Carolina Panthers. And if the defense continues to perform at an also historic rate, well, then that's all he needs to do moving forward, Cody.
Can I just say
go ahead, Jake, and I'm going to introduce somebody. Go ahead, Jake, and I'm going to introduce you.
I was just going to say real quick that we are 3-0 at home. Like, we're undefeated at home. We're only, one of 4 teams, one of 3 teams, something like that, that's undefeated at home. And it's kind of wild if you think about it, because in the past, like, we wasn't one of the teams that was great at home. Like, we was decent, but we wasn't fantastic at being at home. We was more of actually we was winning more away games than we was at home. So I'm super glad, super excited that we're actually winning our home games and we are protecting the bank.
Defend our dirt, baby. Let's go. Let me welcome in my bro. You know him. You love him. C-Dog, 1983 TV, back on the free for all. C-Dog, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? I missed you, bro.
What's going on, man? But look, man, there's no way I'm not even thinking about Bryce Young 5th-year option. Not even this year. Just C-Dog, just me personally, man. How he started them games out this year. Like I'm fine with him being little. I'm fine with him being a game manager. But when you come out here and you turn the ball over like them games he was doing, maybe look, man, I can't pay him, man. I don't want to be like the fucking Dolphins stuck with fucking Tua, man. That's just my honest opinion, Then that game against the Dolphins, we got the read option, whatever the fuck kind of play it was. It broke down or whatever. Nick Chubb and Bryce Young's face. This nigga just dropped the ball. You literally just gave this nigga the fucking ball. Like, man, look, man, shit like that. He gotta prove it, man. To me, he got 1 more year to prove it, But there's no way I'm paying this motherfucking dog. There's no way I'm paying him, man. But really, we always been a running football team. As long as we out there run the ball and stop the run and have a good defense, we can win games, man. We can move on from Bryce. So that's just my personal opinion, man. Dan done built this fucking team where we can move on, or we can see what Hendon Hooker got. That's just my personal opinion, man. Just for paying them, but there's no way I'm not even thinking about picking up no 5th-year option right now.
Yeah, right now
we can pick it up,
agree.
but that's about it. I'm not paying them. My bad, Cody.
We don't
pick it up.
Good. We don't even need to be thinking about that. We need to be thinking about winning the next game. But by the way, y'all see, I put up the media picks. I believe this is from AFL Network. Bro, I'm going to be real. Like, we're so jaded as a football team. Y'all know shit like this is normally scary for us.
I want to,
when you have so many people picking, right? That's what I'm saying, bro. When you have so many people picking the Panthers to win, there's always that part that makes you clench a little, like, oh, bro, I don't know, man. But, dude, I love it because we have to rise to meet the expectations. Of course, we're riding a 2-game win streak when we're playing the Jets, who have not won a football game. Why wouldn't people be picking us? This is why I'm saying this is an opportunity for the Panthers to prove that we are who we say we are. Look, I know they're not a good team, but this is one of the biggest opportunities that the Panthers have had all year. That's how important this game is to us.
It's honestly, and it's sad to say that it's honestly a statement game just to prove that we can win away. Like, really, we have yet to win an away game, and this is a prove-it game. I don't care if the Jets haven't won a game so far this season. We need to win this game just to prove to ourselves as a team that we can win outside the bank.
Right. No, absolutely, man. Like, we have to prove it to ourselves that when everyone is picking us to win, we're not just going to fumble the bag and, be the same old Panthers that you can never depend on to go get the job done. This is also the first time all season that we are officially the favorites. I'm going to bounce this question around to y'all. How much does the presence of Jalen Coker change this passing attack for the Panthers? Jump on it, whoever wants it.
It opens it up. I really do believe it opens it up. I believe it opens it up. Bryce knows Jalen Coker well. It's not that he has to get used to him, and he knows him well. And I didn't speak earlier, and I'll speak now. If Bryce stops these turnover and protects the ball better, who knows what his future remains, but he's got to work on that to get there. And but hey, Jalen Coker opens up this offense. I think you're going to see some Sanders out there. The one thing I don't want to see, though, Cody, I don't want to see Sanders out there being an inline tight end because he don't block that well. And I think that's one of the reasons why the tight end blocking, I think that's one of the reasons why our running game is working, is because of the tight ends blocking. And I think if you put Sanders out there as an inline tight end, he's not going to block as well as Tommy or Mitch Evans. So.
No, we were running the ball well because we've been running a lot of 12 and 13 personnel.
Yeah,
because they have Bryce up on the center. That's why we're running the ball better.
Right. We're using a lot of two tight ends.
I know, but yeah, in a 12 and 13 personnel, you mostly going to use multiple tight ends because there's only going to be one receiver, Pickle.
Okay.
But they wasn't doing it at first because I don't want to say, because now you making me bring up this motherfucking height again. I don't know. All I want to say is his fucking height. Well, I got them Canales that have him up under the center, but you got to be up in the center. Then, like in the I formation, we are a running football team. Run the fucking ball. Don't turn the ball over and play goddamn great fucking defense. That's how we win fucking games. Fuck all that goddamn. Look, Bryce ain't got that. He can't come out here. He not no goddamn Joe Burrow. None of these motherfuckers. He just not, man. For us to come out here and win fucking games. For us to come out here and win games, we got to come out here, control the fucking clock, run the fucking ball, and play great goddamn defense.
That's all I want him to.
But see, dog, let me say this to you though. I think it's been better for Bryce that they put him under center, because now the opposing defense, they don't know if we're going to run the ball or throw the ball. And by the way, the New Orleans Saints had Drew Brees under center all the time, and it actually helped him to see the field better, to see in between the A gaps and the B gaps and be able to look downfield. He's not starting from 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It actually helps a shorter quarterback survey the field. It baffles me why we haven't done it sooner. It needed to be done a lot sooner than we're doing it now. And in my opinion, it's keeping the defenses honest, and it's giving T-Mac and XL more opportunities down the field.
I shout out to somebody mentioned them in chat. Shout out to Mitchell Evans though. I mean, you're talking about a guy, a 5th round pick that's looking like he can do it all at tight end. Like, I'm not talking about just a blocker.
He's an all-around tight end. He's an all-around tight end.
And I'm not talking about a receiver. He legit can do it all.
Yeah. No, he really does, man.
All these rookies, man. This whole rookie class is nice, man. And then when goddamn Turk Wharton come back healthy, this defense is gonna be crazy, man. But I just need, I need Everroll to tighten the fuck up, man. I just need us to come out here and look. This is a goddamn trap game. You know what I'm saying? We need to come out here and whoop the Jets how we beat the goddamn Falcons. Period. Point blank. Anything else otherwise is a fucking disappointment. I'm just telling you, man. We can't come out here and goddamn play down to the fucking competition. That's something I'm not going for. We should come out here and whoop their fucking ass. They don't got no number 1 receiver. I'm talking about Everroll. Come out here and blitz this nigga all goddamn game. Justin Fields will be on skates
that's the
all
thing.
fucking
We
game. That's
we
what I'm
really
saying, man.
don't
That's one thing I
we
like about this
really
motherfucker.
we really don't see
Word
Vero
up.
blitz that much. If Vero's not
Yes.
really a blitzing defensive
Coverage.
coordinator, go ahead, dudes.
No, this was a key point to the game, Cody. I'm glad C-Dog brought it up. You guys are absolutely killing it tonight. Yeah, we have to get pressure on Justin Fields. We have to make Justin Fields not be comfortable in the pocket. Turk Wharton, like you mentioned, C-Dog, he's questionable going into this game, still with a toe injury. So we're not sure if he's going to play or not. And I pointed this out earlier to Jake, and it kind of disappointed me. And I already feel like I'm disappointed in what we got out of Turk Wharton through the first 6 games of the year, because he was like the second best free agent that we picked up besides Morig. And the fact that he has gotten 1 sack, I believe, but other than that, we haven't heard much from him, and he's missed a lot of time already. I wish he would be a big performer against the Jets. I wish he would do what C-Dog said. The Panthers would go out here, shut out the Jets, beat them 30-0, something crazy on the road, and really prove themselves. I love how you guys are talking about this team, and it makes me excited for this game on Sunday. I feel like it's going to be a tighter matchup, though, bro. I feel like we're going to still make some mistakes. Like, we're not there 100%. We're not clicking on all cylinders. But I still think we can win like a gritty game, like a gritty running game. Just go in here and impose our will like we did with the Cowboys. Jake mentioned it earlier. We rushed for, it was like 7 yards a carry against the Cowboys, moving their entire defensive line backwards. And maybe we could come in here against the Jets and just have a nasty, old school Panthers football game like C-Dog was talking about. Just play some good defense, some hard-nosed defense against the run, make some plays, maybe a pick 6 or something cool like that, or a strip sack, and then somehow we run the ball enough to beat these Jets in their house and finally prove to this team the winning culture in Carolina, and the winning culture has come back to Charlotte. I would love to see that over and above anything else, Cody.
Yeah, and you know what? If you look at these game preview picks, a lot of people are also predicting this to be a tight football game. How about Daniel Jeremiah? He had to be trolling, bro. He has 11-10.
He didn't put his heart in.
Bro, he's sold, bro. Let me go to Kyle and then JD. Kyle, say whatever you want, but also, how much does Jalen Coker change this offense, and what does it do for us?
I mean, he adds a little bit more size and deep route ability as compared to Hunter Renfrow, who's going to be, the slot guy that he's working with. So, I mean, I don't imagine that they're going to put him on the outside because that's T-Mac and XL. So I would imagine, there's probably packages where they move around, but for the majority of his snaps, I'm guessing that he's going to take him out of the slot or a four receiver set where he's going to be the inside guy anyways. So he's going to be working the middle of the field. And Hunter, while he is a good route runner, he's in the 10 yards or less kind of area when it comes to his route tree where he's effective. So, Coker kind of adds that second level. Does Bryce throw it 20 yards in the air? Probably not a lot. As far as this Jets game, you're right. Daniel Jeremiah is totally unserious. 11-10 is a joke. But I don't know. Justin Fields, we just got to rattle his cage because we have seen that when he gets hit a couple of times, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Let me go to JD, and then I'm going to introduce someone into the show. JD, how do you feel about Jalen Coker? He's coming back. What does he do to help or change this offense in any kind of way?
As someone who was who became a huge Jalen Coker fan last season, so much so that I felt like the Panthers didn't need to take a receiver in this year's draft. Very happy that they didn't listen to me, and I'm extremely happy that we have T-Mac out there doing his thing. But thus far, T-Mac has been doing that almost like a Jalen Coker when he was in college. Like, teams know who the best receiver is on the roster. He's already established himself as that early in his rookie year. So much so that I had to remind myself for the past 2 games that T-Mac is a rookie. For some reason, I was like, man, like, yo, like T-Mac need to be better. Like, I forgot that man was a rookie. But you add in a player like Jalen Coker, and if Coker picks up from where he left off last year and looks to be that I can't even say that the man is the number 2 receiver, because I think it's a combination of the plays that are called, almost like the relationship Bryce had with Adam Thielen. I don't think, like, had Deontay Johnson played out his full season with the Panthers and you had Adam Thielen for a full season, I think both of those guys would have went over 1,000 yards, simply because Bryce knows the big play, I can go to Deontay, but the move the chain guy, AT's always going to be there. AT gets injured, Deontay gets traded, Coker gets his opportunity, and Coker showed Bryce, say, hey, if you put the ball in my AO, it's coming down with me. So getting that back into the offense, I think this game might end up being Bryce's highest statistical performance this season. Like, I joked about it towards the end of, or after the game last year against the Falcons. Like, Adam Thielen passed the torch to Coker whether he wanted it passed or not. That final drive against Atlanta is started with Bryce going to Adam Thielen. He went to Adam Thielen twice, I believe, and then the remainder of the drive, it was Coker. Like, they have a real good rapport, and now you give Bryce a rookie that he already trusts and is extremely talented, and now that rookie receiver, McMillan, is going to have a guy truly teams are going to have to respect. They may not do so right now, but Coker, like, I think the role that Excel will play in this offense is what he was in college, a big play waiting to happen. Excel's going to be like a 3 to 5 target guy at most. The majority of this team's targets that don't go to tight ends, that don't go to the wide receiver 3 or dump off to the running back, the passing game is now going to go through McMillan and Coker. And the one thing I love about Coker is, like McMillan, the route running is extremely precise. So I think Excel was the one that said it, like, they can't cover both of us. It's really going to be, they can't cover McMillan and cover Coker. Now you add in the Excel with his big playability. I feel like this game, the Jets are really good on defense. I think we win this game by forcing the Jets offense to try to keep up with us, and they don't have the horses to do so. I think this game is also going to, it's like you said, it's a number of things, a number of demons that they can exercise, if you will. You haven't been good on the road. You haven't gotten a win on the road. You're getting Coker back. Bryce has looked good in these last couple of games, but he's been very game manager. I don't even think he needs to go. Bryce doesn't need to do anything to play outside of what he's been, an excellent game manager. I think the run game with Chuba, I think the run game takes a step back. Not that we don't run the ball well, but I think it's going to be somewhere around 150 yards, not the historic 200 yards every week. And I think you get production out of both Rico and Chuba. But the introduction of having Coker back, I think Coker himself is going to allow that passing game to be that much more efficient, which will then lead into Bryce having a much higher production total. But I think adding Coker back into the passing game, the man's going to open up a lot of things for other people, because Bryce will know, hey, third down, second down, or whatever, I can go to Coker if McMillan's not there. And he's going to see other guys like, hell, Horn Jr. Get him in on a couple of plays designed to get him the ball. Horn Jr. could have had a huge play last. We still got a touchdown on the drive, but if he doesn't drift out of bounds, I full faith in that man's ability to stop on a dime, cut back the other way, and he's right back to the same speed. So, like, you have the potential for this offense to be like outlandish with its ability to score and the plethora of ways that they can do it.
No, absolutely, man. And, like, we're going to have a decision to make too on who's going to be the full-time slot. Will it be Hunter Renfrow? Will it be Jimmy Horn? Will it be Xavier Legette? Will it be Jalen Coker? We have a lot of options that we have to go to. Hey, let me welcome in Chooks back on the free for all. One more introduction, Dog. Chooks, what's up, brother? How you living, man?
Good, man. How are you? I came a little bit later, but I'm still here, man. Ready for the
It's all
game.
right, man. Yeah, tell me what Jalen Coker does for this offense, and then we're going on 3 hours, boys. I'm gonna let everybody give us their final words and predictions before we get off of here for the night, man. But I definitely appreciate y'all too. Tell me what Coker does for the offense, and then give me your predictions for the game. Who wins? Who's the player of the game? And what's the final score? But tell me about Coker first.
I feel like Coker is, be honest with you, he's going to beat our Adam Thielen. The reason why we traded Adam Thielen is going. I don't think it's going to be answered for this Jets game, but it's going to be answered in the future in the further weeks. That this is the reason why we traded Adam Thielen and was so confident. I think he makes a difference. I think honestly, our best two receivers are this Sunday. Our best two receivers are going to play this Sunday, McMillan and Coker. I feel like in the sense, probably not this week, but in the coming weeks, you're going to notice that basically in the sense Coker, McMillan is just basically those two top targets on our team. Excel still has a role, but I don't think it's a major role. It's just what it is. I think the draft, he's still a valuable player, but his draft status is not basically what we wanted it to be, but it is what it is. He's still valuable to this team. But he's going to open up this offense. He's going to be that slot receiver, that big slot. He's going to take underneath routes, and he's also going to, with his speed, pretty much extend the defense as well. But I do feel like this is going to be a very sloppy game. I do feel like in the sense that it's not going to be a total blowout. I do feel like in the sense, I think a more reasonable score, 31-17. I don't think the Jets score 20 points. I don't think they can score 20 points. They will go get some sacks. I do feel like in the sense that I feel like we're just going to we're going to come out here and win the game. I do feel like in the sense that we are going to be aggressive, conservative. If we get a fumble, we get an interception, we're going to use that to get points. I don't think this is going to be a yardage game. I don't think Bryce Young is going to get super big yardage. I don't think so. I think it's going to be more efficient, get finished drives, no field goals. I don't think it's going to be field goals in this game. I think it's going to be over the extra points. I think like it's going to be get touchdowns. If they score 2 touchdowns early, it's a wrap.
I hear you, brother. That's a great thought process going into this game. Hey, real quick too, shout out to Kitty 17. We're praying for Twan and her tonight. She said her mom, she was at the hospital with her mom. Kitty, I hope your mom is well. Hope she recovers. Hope everything goes fine. Prayers up to you and your mom. We're praying for Twan tonight too. He's had some deaths in his family recently, so we appreciate y'all and all the time y'all spend hanging out with us. Pickle, I know you need to go. I'm gonna let you.
Just one more thing. Yeah. We also need to remember one Carolina who just got out of the ICU unit.
Oh yeah, shout out to Big John, man. Yeah, Big John. He's been dealing with some pneumonia, I think. Prayers up to John. Prayers up to Twan. Prayers up to Kitty 17.
Yeah, prayers go up to y'all.
Yeah, man, we keep pounding over here. That's what we do. Pickle, I know you gotta get out of here, brother. So I'm gonna let you go next. Give me your final score, player of the game, and who's gonna come away with that W, bro.
Okay. Well, I think we'll keep it a balanced attack. I really do. I think it's going to be balanced with the lean toward the run, but I don't think you're going to see a massive heavy dose to running game, just because Dave Canales likes to keep the offense balanced, and he wants to make sure the defense can't focus on one end of the stick, which is good for the development of all those included. Because who wants to see Jalen Coker come out in his first game back and have one catch for 2 yards? I mean, no, So anyway, all that being said, I think that the final score is going to be 24-14. I think the Panthers will win. And I think the player of the game is going to be Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, redemption.
Wow.
He's going to fight
Okay.
for his job.
Surprising me, Pickle, with that. I love it.
Redemption. Love it, love it.
Chuba may go down, and he might end up getting traded, but by God, he's going to go down fighting. He ain't laying down and letting nobody take his gravy job.
That's it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. You know I appreciate you, Pickle. Have a wonderful evening. I know you've been up 14 hours or some crazy shit like that. So go to bed. And yeah, man, have a wonderful weekend. And I'll be seeing you on the post game show.
Oh, by the way, y'all, Miami's getting its ass kicked. But go ahead.
All right, hey, keep pounding, brother. I'm gonna make sure I get to everybody. I know Deeves has also had a long night. So I'm gonna let him say his piece so he can go to bed like I know he needs. My brother Deeves, shout out to all the incredible content that you've been making. That Run Rico Run video is incredible. Love you, brother. Give me your final thoughts for the show tonight. Player of the game, who wins, and final score.
I'm so unsure of that last two. Here's what I will say. I'll say if we do, like Tony talked about on the Tuesday show at 9 o'clock, the longest running Panthers podcast, if we go out here and really do lose this game just because there's so much parity in the NFL and the Jets haven't won a game yet, I'd say, you're just going to have to forgive your family. You're going to have to forgive your community. You have to forgive your Carolina Panthers. And that's what we got going on here at C3 as a community and a family. So if that really happens, I know it's going to be disappointing to fans, but you're just going to have to forgive the Panthers for being young and learning, because we don't have everything together yet. We have struggled on the road. I'm hoping that we can pull it together, but I'm just afraid a lot of fans are going to be super down on this team if we lose this game. I'm telling you right now, I don't think the Panthers are a winning team this season anyway. I still think this is very much about growing and developing in a lot of ways. It's exciting that we are getting Coker back, and I hope he has a big game, and I hope it helps Excel as well, or maybe even Jimmy Horn. So there's so many things offensively that's exciting going into this Jets game. But if it does turn out the wrong way, don't be too disheartened. And you're just going to have to forgive your Carolina Panthers for having some rough, bumpy, and growing games, because it is going to be a bumpy ride. We talked about the schedule, the Packers coming up, the Bills coming up, San Francisco Monday night game coming up, Seattle game coming up. A lot of tough games for this Panthers team and tough tests for them to go out there and prove who they really are. So I'm excited to see it, Cody. I would say that we can win a rough road game here for the Panthers. I would say we come out with 17 and the Jets only 9. I think it's going to be a low-scoring battle of defenses coming up in New York. That's just my guess with our record on the road. My player of the game, let's just go with Bryce Young with 10 touchdowns already this season, only 5 interceptions. He does have a few fumbles. He's been cleaning those up, so hopefully we continue on that path, Cody. And I'll say Bryce Young is my player of the game, and happy Friday free-for-all, brother.
Appreciate you, D's. Love you, bro. Get some rest. Thanks for everything you do for the C3 Legion. Love you, brother. We'll be seeing you Sunday, man. Keep pounding, bro. Let me see. Let me go to my dog, JD. Back on the free-for-all. Love having you, bro. Give me your final score, player of the game, and who wins, bro.
I say final score, we say 27-13 Panthers, of course. Player of the game, I'm going to go with Nick. Like I said, I've been seeing man getting close to getting the sacks. I'm hoping this is a game where he gets over that hump and it becomes a consistent thing from week in and week out. And yeah, man, I'm really paying attention over these next 2-3 weeks, these next 3 games. Trade deadline coming up, and if we're not able to generate a pass rush with what we have, if we manage to win these next 2-3, all 3 of them, I think there might be a move made prior to that trade deadline to make sure the Panthers continue to get wins.
Yes, sir, brother.
Shout out to
Appreciate
his
you, man.
shout out to his bleach profile pic, by the way, too.
Oh, one of the best anime ever.
Actually, I think between that and Naruto was my very first anime I've ever watched.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Bleach is definitely it.
The cool thing about it is when I went back and looked, the character that I have up, in order to release his blade, is Grind Pantetta, and he legitimately turns into a panther, like similar color scheme, all of that.
Bro, that's fire, bro. Yo, JD, we appreciate you, man. Absolutely. Let me go, my man, popping back on the free for all. Pop, you know we love you, bro. Give me your final thoughts for the free for all. Your final score, player of the game, and who's coming away with that dub.
Hey, I know everybody doesn't agree with my opinions or my statements, but hey, man, I'm a Panther fan. You know what I mean? It ain't you ain't got to agree with me. But I'm not mad at everybody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at nobody. I respect everybody's opinion. I'm not up here yelling or crying at anybody. Woo. This I think would be this to be the third game that I'm going to predict as a win. The other ones I have voted against. I picked the Atlanta game to win. I think I predicted the Miami game, and this will be number 3. So hopefully we get the dub. My score prediction is 27-13. Player of the game. I'm gonna jump out the limb, Cody. I'm gonna say Bryce Young this time.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna say Bryce Young. I think if he don't do it this game, I ain't never mention his name again as far as MVP of a game again. So don't y'all come for me because I don't usually pick Bryce, but this is the game I think he should be able to step it up.
I'm hoping that everybody or that the defense feels like, okay, we got to stop Rico Dowdle, got to stop Rico, and then they just sell out so hard, stopping the run that Bryce just fucking torches their ass, bro. That's what I'm
hoping so. I'm hoping so too.
So. Pop, I appreciate you, bro. Next
Man,
up,
you have a good one.
Yes, sir. Keep pounding, bro. Next up, my dog, Kyle 910. Kyle, appreciate you as always, bro. Give me your final score, player of the game, and who comes away with that dub.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Cody. What a great show. Another wonderful Friday. We just keep rolling on. Victory Fridays are always cool. So spirits are high, and we're optimistic. Which is what I am. So I'm gonna say my final score is 23-20 Panthers. I'm gonna say my player of the game is Ryan Fitzgerald, the kicker, with
that's a good one. That's
3 of them pins.
Let's go. I love that too, man. Fitzgerald's throwing out. We need that, man. We need to know that we have a kicker in the ranks that can do the damn thing, man. Absolutely. Appreciate you, Kyle. Jake, you got the final one tonight, brother. I appreciate you, man, as always.
Appreciate
you. Yeah, man, absolutely. It's been an incredible free for all.
It really has.
Big numbers, great conversation, just all around good time. Jake, give me your final score. Give me your player of the game, and who's coming away with that. W, bro.
Before I get into all that, I just want to say real quick again, prayers up to Twan, prayers up to Kitty, prayers up to Carolina, prayers up to anybody who honestly needs it. And I just want to thank this whole panel, thank everybody that joined us, and thank everybody that's in this chat. Honestly, y'all make me a better speaker, better podcaster. I appreciate all y'all, even if we don't agree with each other. I just thank all y'all.
Jake, I want to say to you, Jake, I've watched your growth as a speaker, as a podcaster. Bro, you're one of them ones, bro.
I appreciate you,
Straight
bro.
up,
I really
man.
do.
You are him, bro. So I definitely appreciate you, dog. Give me your give me your predictions, man.
Okay, so my pick'ems, you already know my pick'ems. I got the Jets, but if I'm being a real, I got us winning 28-17. The player of the game, I got Rico Dowdle. Rico, run, Rico, run.
Rico.
Hey, and I love this team, man. I love the way we're looking. I love the development we got going on. I love how Dave Canales is, progressing as a head coach. You can go down the board how much progression that we got across the board on this team. And hey, I believe that we're on the up and up. I really do.
Yes, sir. I sure hope so, Jake. We need this, man. We need some momentum. We need to be feeling ourselves going into Buffalo. And we got Buffalo at home, right?
Yeah, we got Buffalo at home. We're away for Green Bay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man, we need this, man. We need that momentum going back into the bank, brother. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm picking the Carolina Panthers to get that dub, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, bro, I'm going for it, bro. I'm saying 27-10.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying
that score.
Put our dick on their forehead, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I love it.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying Bryce Young goes over 300 passing yards and 2 tuds. What's up? Let's go, baby. This has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. We will be back 30 minutes after the game this Sunday to react to all the latest revolving the Carolina Panthers taking on the New York Jets. C3 Legion, we love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Friday evening. Y'all have a safe, blessed weekend. And you already know we're going to keep pounding, baby. Let's go.